Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed
You're
edition
listening
of
to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Ready or Not, here we come. We're running headlong into it, ladies and gentlemen, with a head of steam, no less. Tony Basilio welcoming you to another edition. It is your TV show where you give us 2 hours, we'll give you a headache. I don't know. What's a good tagline for that? You give us KYW in Philly. You give us 20 minutes, we'll give you the world. You give us 2 hours, we'll give you Ajita. Bino, does that sound about right?
That sounds about accurate, Tony.
2 hours and your tummy will be upset. And then you'll ask yourself a couple hours from now, what am I doing? Like, what is this about? What are we doing here? Bino, true or false? Tennessee baseball, as we enter the great, beautiful day God's given us, is alive and well and ready to compete in the postseason.
That is true, Tony. They've looked like an entirely different baseball team in a lot of different aspects in the last 2 weekends.
Let's list them, Bino. Let's list through your eyes as somebody that's played the sport, coached the sport, been around the sport. What's different about them?
Much better hitting team-wide over the last 2 weekends. They've had a number of guys contribute. They have been much better in late game, close game situations than we had seen before. They've been better on from a starting pitching standpoint on night 1 and night 2. It looks like we're to the point now to where the big question mark is the bullpen rather than several question marks.
I would say right now that this, and by the way, shout out to Alex Myers, shout out to Tobias Harris, shout out to James Harden. I mean, all those guys last night really showed up in Game 7, being the former Sixer greats that they are. Tobias Harris is a horrendous postseason performer, and Alex, I'm sorry you have to wear that today. That's not good. But, thank goodness for Chef Boyardee, James Harden didn't do that to you, Alex. It was actually, like a real superstar in that sport. The baseball team is hitting it like, I don't know, almost like at a 1-8 clip right now. Everybody's hitting the ball to some extent. Yes?
Yes, they've been really good in 2-out situations as well. Which happens when you start to get production pretty much throughout your lineup. So good stuff in the last 2 weeks, no question. I feel much better about this baseball team going into the postseason than I did 10 days or so ago. I still understand, and like Orange Throat said today, you got to win 3 games in the regional. So we need Mac to come back and give us a quality start in that game to give us a chance, and got to find a way to win that Game 3.
Tony didn't do it about Tobias Harris, said he was awesome in the postseason. Did you even watch? Actually, Tony, I knew that he was, their second leading scorer, but here's the thing in the NBA, the games that count are those elimination games. And that's why when James Harden had a chance to eliminate the Pistons the other night, he was brutal. And that's why last night when Tobias Harris had a chance to eliminate Cleveland, he was brutal. So if you want to explain that away. And by the way, Tobias Harris's last game in a Sixer uniform, he scored 0 points, and he looked like the player he did last night, Tony. So, yes, I did watch, Tony. And I realize he's 36 years old, and I realize the Durant guy is somebody that the Pistons are going to max. But, if you want to fight with me, but you're going to fight with a man who's holding a howitzer while you've got like a plastic fork in your hand, brah. Maybe even a spork. Seeing some of your work down through the years there, brah. So when I look at this baseball team, and here's my thing, and Chris Burke, who I will call Bad Take Burke, forthwith and hence. Bad Take Burke, Bino, comes at me and he says, you had a nice blog today. I'm glad to see you're back on. I never left. We never quit doing post-game shows here. We never quit popping the proper popcorn. I never left, Berkey. I was in here over the weekend for the great Will Heflin. I answered the bell. We went an hour and 20 minutes the other day. We gave these guys some love. Some love. And I set a positive tone for the weekend because I believe these guys were clicking. We did a show the other day, Bino. I want you and Brian's thoughts on this too, because Matt was really great. He's very engaged. Loved the topic. Talking about all these flashpoint highlights we've had as Tennessee baseball fans, particularly the Vitello era and things we remember, but some people shouted out the Delmonico era, and some people shouted out Berkey's team. Some people shouted out the Helton years. Because I think it's time to reclaim what is ours. This thing is not just Tony Vitello. This thing is the here, the now. It's the us. It's the postseason. It's time to win some ball games. You can make people forget about uneven, odd seasons by having a postseason run. Last year's team did it. Now, last year's team got eliminated by Arkansas, an Arkansas team that was very good. That was basically an error away from winning the whole shooting match. When their shortstop committed an error, it's uncanny how Arkansas has the ability to do that, but that's kind of their lot in life at this point. But Beanstar, when I come on here 2 weeks ago after the Kentucky game and absolutely cut a promo for the ages on this baseball team and referred to them as losers, and didn't shy away from it, said that they have learned how to lose. That same group of guys over the last couple weekends learned how to win. And with Oklahoma, something they showed me I didn't think this team had, which was the discipline. Shout out to Buzz Peterson, who lives here now. But the discipline to do it at the plate. And to do it in a disciplined way. I didn't know they had the discipline to do that. But they were actually, if you think about it, working counts. Because the scout on that Oklahoma bunch was coming into the weekend. These guys can't throw strikes. So don't give in. Don't go up there swinging at meatballs. Get a deep count and then get your pitch. Or don't get your pitch and get on base. I couldn't believe what I was watching, Bino, beginning on Friday night. These guys weren't first pitch swinging. This is the same group that would see an opponent this year. No offense to Berkey. Hey, Berkey, no offense. I stand on my opinion, and it is and I think it's grounded in truth. Because these guys earlier in the year would not have done that against Oklahoma. They would have seen a guy get hit by a pitch after a guy got a 4-pitch walk, and then the next guy would have swung up and grounded into a double play. They weren't doing that this time around, Berkey. And if you want me to apologize for that, then I'll apologize. What do you think, Bino, it's the truth. These guys have grown at the plate, and they look like a different team right now. They feel like a different team. I was saying that after Thursday night. These guys feel differently than they felt all year to me, Bino.
Yes, I agree, Tony. I think that's the perfect way to put it. Is they just feel like a team that's entirely different than what we saw earlier in the conference run. Now, one thing that they've been pretty consistent as, which should play well in the postseason as well, is they have really throughout the season been their best against the best teams in this league. And every time I got ready to turn my back on them and say, this team's, that's it. They're done. They would do something to pull me back in.
And that's yeah. Bino, that's why the Kendall Rogerses of the world won't throw the baby out with the bathwater on these guys. They said, hey, they're very capable. Throat made a great point today. Throat brought it today on the blog, the Throaty. He said in a lot of ways, these guys are more equipped to beat a high-end team in a super regional than they are to win one of these regionals.
No, I agree. It's the difference between winning 2 games and 3.
Rodney Kraft in a super chat, $5, says best value on the net. But TB, please don't poke me in the eye. No problem, Rodney. Saturday, I had to blast a guy, maybe for life. I think I had to blast him for life because I was in the middle of a baseball postgame show. And I looked down at my comment screen, and he was wearing me out about that NIL stuff we talked about last week. And to that now banned poster, because he's banned, because I'm sick of it. I say to him, I respect you, you respect me, but when you jump into my face during a baseball postgame show and you're wanting to try some alleged grievance that you don't even have an argument anyway, but some alleged grievance against me, being cute, I'm going to blast you. I'm going to blast you. So get you some of that, big boy. Because one thing you'll learn about me, brah, I don't care if you're Dr. Ekdahl, Dr. Scholes, but Dr. ZDDS, I'm here to tell you right now, I don't tell you what to do when you put people's hands in your mouth and you put your hands in people's mouth, and you ain't going to tell me how to do this show. So you can go ahead and take it down the road, Jackson, and reinvent yourself under a new name, big boy. Brian Hartman, welcome back, Cotter. How you doing?
Better than I deserve, Tone.
Bro, I love you. I missed you when you were gone. You know, they say absence makes the heart grow fonder. It hasn't for Chris Burke. It did for you. So I love you. I love you. I appreciate
Back
you,
at you.
Bri. How's your time away been?
It's been very relaxing.
Nice.
I've gotten everything I've wanted out of it.
Nice.
And more.
I'm glad to hear that, Bri, because you deserve a break today as a once fast food establishment used to say. You deserve Bino, who was you deserve a break today? Do you remember?
McDonald's, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think Brian is correct. I wouldn't question it.
One of them said, hold the pickles, hold the lettuce. Special orders don't upset us.
That's Burger King. Have it your way, right?
Brian, you, I think that's right. Special, and then one of them was 2 onions, pickles, sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles on the sesame bun.
That's the Big Mac, isn't it?
Hey, Bri, how fired up, focused, and prepared are you for the postseason, Brian Hartman?
The baseball postseason has moved up to me almost to the level of March Madness.
Agree.
It's not there already.
I agree.
And I got a taste of it really before Tennessee's baseball program got to be a regular participant. I always thought, well, if they could get to this kind of level at some point, I think the fans would have a lot of fun with this. And not only did they get to that level, they got to a level which enabled them to literally have Omaha as realistic expectations, and they even won it all. And I think it's been one of the most fun sports experiences for a lot of people. And that includes maybe even some football games. It's right up there now.
I agree with that. And I'm going to enjoy whether Tennessee bows out early, which could happen, by the way. If they get sent to the wrong regional, they ought to pack. I'm just going to keep it real with you. Every guy ought to get on the bus. If they go to Georgia Tech, okay, everybody ought to take a gym bag down there. Take a couple of candy bars that you like. What do you put in your gym bag, Bino, when you're going to like a light packing softball deal? Because that's how they ought to pack. Because that Georgia Tech bunch, as Matt Diskin said the other day on here, they'll beat this team like they're mad at them. Because if they got into our bullpen, go. But here's the thing. If these guys get to the right region, Throat's right. They have high-end guys. They're highly capable of condensing their pitching and going and winning 2 out of 3 against somebody and ending right up back in Omaha, which I'm here to tell you, making the postseason for everything they've been through, as I wrote today in the blog, is a really nice job by this head coach. And I was pissed at him, and I was pissed at them a couple weeks ago because I knew they had this in them. But, when you take the thing on its total, they've gotten to 15-15. And the tournament itself is going to be great fun. A few years ago, when we lost our pitcher to Wake Forest, Beanstar, and the top 2 seeds in that deal got beat, and Evansville came out of that. And by the way, we were grouped with them, weren't we? I think we were grouped with them. Weren't we going to see them in the next round? Or am I mistaken?
That would have been a super regional matchup if
That's what I
Wake
thought.
Forest had come through there.
That's what I thought. So Chase Burns would have been here.
They went 0-2 instead.
It just goes to show you. And Brian, were they hosting that or was I imagining that? They were hosting, right?
I think East Carolina was hosting.
Thank you.
I think.
You're right. Again, the details, the gory details. Beanstar, the powerlifting Vol, he's begging. And powerlifting Vol, you're starting to irritate me off. I don't care, bro, if you can clean and jerk 3,000 pounds. And if you're going to show up at Calhoun's and swing at me, but you better bring your army with you, brah. I don't care if you got my legs growing out of your arm sockets. I'm the king. I'm the king of this castle, brah. And you better come with a different tone. The other night I was watching Montreal Canadiens post game. And there's this old French dude, Bino. I need to send this to you. And these fans start really chewing at this guy. And they're getting on him for his pregame prediction, which was that the Canadians were going to win. And they're acting like he had something to do with them losing, like Matt does to me. And this guy stops the show and he says, look, he said, I had nothing. I didn't play tonight, okay? I wasn't out there. I didn't get boat raced. I didn't get skated by. I wasn't out there playing like I was playing pond hockey. He was hilarious. And then he listed about 6 or 7 names, and he said, so-and-so, you're in the block party. So-and-so, you're in the block party. So-and-so, you're block for life. So-and-so, you're block for life. So-and-so. Somebody said, I'm bringing the heat. Listen, it's a postseason. This is fun. Bino, I've come to love this baseball postseason. I think it's a great tournament. I think Brian's right. I love how unpredictable it is and how crazy it is. And somebody brought a great point up here on our Garza Law extra innings, which is that when they shorten this draft even more, which means, Bino, they're going to contract minor league baseball even more, which is really troubling to me that they're doing that, Major League Baseball, but everything's a money grab these days. But, at the end of the day, college baseball is going to be a winner in this. They're going to rely on college baseball to develop their ball players, Bino. I never thought we'd see this. How about you?
No, I did not think that it would come to that, Tony. Didn't think it would come to that at all. But That's how the game's grown. And Brian's right. Back in the day, I was thrilled when Tennessee got an opportunity to host a regional here in Knoxville, and attended most of them, and thought just how fun that would be if we could do it regularly. Wasn't a huge college baseball fan, but that event was always something that was a draw for me.
Doc Holliday says the following, which I agree with, about this Tennessee team as they hit postseason. 5 guys, 10 or more home runs, 3 more about to join the party. You come out of Hoover with 8 guys, 10 or more home runs, or a reasonable facsimile therein. It's a dangerous team in the postseason, man. Now, there are bad matchups for us. Bino, the baseball postseason's never really been on my dial before we got here. You know?
And really, the entire postseason wasn't on mine either, Tony.
Yeah.
I just really enjoyed when Tennessee hosted the event, and I could go watch it in person.
Do you find yourself now watching the whole thing, Bino, on the ESPN Plus and flipping around? Do you find yourself enjoying that more?
I watch much more of it than I used to, Tony.
Yep.
I'm still pretty Tennessee centric in college baseball, but I do watch more of it than I used to.
It's pretty GUAY of you. I mean, listen, Bino, that's French. Now Julie Herman's roast beef's entered the chat and now wants to fight with me. Listen, Julie Herman's roast beef, it ain't nothing for me to throw you in the smoker. I'll season you up with some of that stuff that my boys from over at TMG Pits gave me, because the TMG Fest is coming up this weekend. Bino, we're going to be out there on Friday, and they're going to be setting up the entire apparatus, the entire deal, Beanstar. How fired up, focused, prepared are you for that?
That should be fantastic, Tony. I've got a buddy that I worked with at Y12 that was a huge South Carolina fan. That's an absolute smoker master. And I'm not, I don't understand anything about it.
So great.
And I know I like eating everything that comes out of there.
Bino, we might be getting Bino a special dispensation, because they're going to have world championship folks from all over the country. And they're going to be doing demonstrations, and they're going to be doing live fire demonstrations, and tickets are only $20 right now. We're going to be playing music. They have music all day. So it's going to be a family thing. It's going to be fun. Well, I've got 3 gigs this week. I've got Wednesday night, we're doing a thing at the Knoxville Museum of Art, which is a highly prestigious deal that we're doing over there. We're getting some more prestigious gigs, because Lauren and Lance have talent, and I just hold on for dear life. And then on Saturday, we're going to play on the main stage there at the festival. And then Sunday, we're down in Bino's neck of the woods, down at Calhoun's on the Marina.
Beautiful.
Down there in beautiful, coming to your city, Lenoir Cité. And which always harkens me back when I say Lenoir Cité, to when that big old country boy hovered over my table at Calhoun. No, it was at Walmart. Thank you, Bino. And I was in that Walmart, and I was right in front of customer service, and this big old boy came over and said, "I heard you when I was checking out. It's Lenoir City, boy. Quit calling it Lenoir City." And he basically hovered over me to see what I would call it on the next time I pronounced it. And I said Lenoir City, and he walked away. Which reminds me of this, because now I've got, again, Julie Herman's roast beef feuding with me, telling me that the term is tournament, not tournament. He said, "You're in the South, son. It's tournament." Brian, how do you say it? We're going to settle the tie here with Brian Hartman.
Oh, no, this won't settle the tie.
TR
You
says TR told me it was tournament one time. So I'll go with tournament.
Say he did settle the argument. Now we're tied 1-1. All right, so one tournament, one tournament, one tournament. Okay, Bino, tell us how to talk.
It's tournament, Tony. TURN, tournament. But I always give you grace on this because my saintly mother, born in Loudon, Tennessee, always said tournament.
Yep.
But it's tournament.
Because she was proper. And I'll tell you what your mother was too. She was a big fan of mine.
Huge fan of yours, Tony.
Garrick GBS says, so is it Shelbyville? Shelbyville?
Those who live there say Shelbyville.
Maryville.
Danny's Jerry Curls want to know, is it Diskin or Dixon?
Both.
Bino,
either proper.
Bino, what do you make of Appenzeller? What do you make of Appenzeller starting tomorrow, if anything?
I might be somewhat surprised that he didn't start maybe game 3 I don't know how many pitches he threw. I apologize. I'm not sure how many pitches he threw on Friday.
It wasn't profuse.
But
it wasn't a high workload.
I think that's probably something that they may look at just a little bit if Mac can't come back and pitch in the region. And I would hope that they're just being overly cautious with Mac. There's no reason to throw him before the region.
Bri, was it Garantano or Garantano? Where are you on that?
Is it Marin or Marin?
I mean, exactly, Bri. Because you guys
Manny
had me,
Marin or Manny Marin?
You guys had me convinced it was Manny Marin for a second.
Vescovy or Vescovi? Which one is it?
I like how Spakoviak didn't tell anybody it was what whatever the guy's name is, whatever his real name was. And then who was the guy? Because our Twidiots will attack you like a pack of bees. Because, Chris Burke, who has an APB out for him, if he's man enough and fan enough, he thinks, well, you're not a fan. You need to check your card. Our fans were buzzing all over that Fraschilla guy. Remember that, Brian, where he literally during a basketball game stopped the game to cut a promo on our fans and said, look.
That's the first time anybody had ever pronounced investing.
Correct.
That anybody heard it. And of course, he's going to get some backlash.
He said, this is the way they're telling me to say it, you geniuses. What do you want from me? You remember that, Bino, how mad he was?
I do.
Our people were astonishingly going after him. He lost his mind in the middle of the game. It was beautiful.
Hey, we'll break out the Red Army on you now.
What do you think of Berkey's conduct towards me the last couple of weeks, Bino? The break he's had with me.
I think it's been highly entertaining, Tony.
It's embarrassing.
I may be I'm probably the only one that really believes that you sacrificed your self-esteem to turn this team around.
Self-esteem? What do you mean? No. 2 weeks ago, I meant what I said. I said what I meant, and I meant what I said.
I bet those players use that as motivation.
You guys were playing like total losers 2 weeks ago.
Team. They are a different team since you said that.
Yes, of course.
Turn them around.
I didn't agree with when you said it. I didn't agree with calling them losers, but they are a different team.
Brian,
I give Tony full credit. Now I want him to follow through.
What's that mean?
If we're in Georgia Tech's region,
we're in Georgia
Tech's region. I want Tony to say you've got zero. I'm talking about zero chance.
I am going down. I'm going down.
The Yellow Jackets won't know what hit them. Where did this come from?
I'm going to go down to Tractor Supply, okay, and I'm going to ask the guy, do you have a white flag? And I might
You've got one, Tony. I gave you one.
I might take the drive down. Well, I hate to tell you what I did. Anthony and I were playing disc golf. And I was in the middle of the woods, Bino, and long away from something, and I had to do something. So that's where your white towel is. But
Hope you took the stick off.
But I'm here to tell you. No, the stick's sitting there too. But I'm here to tell you that I'm going to go down to Tractor Supply and I'm going to get me, if they put us in Georgia Tech's region, because it's going to be Coitons for us, Muggsy. There are certain matchups we don't want, and that's one. But I'll say this about this baseball team. The head coach has done a really nice job of getting these guys back to 15-15. That's no joke. And they look totally different than they did 15 days ago when they walked off that field. And that just shows you the nature of that sport, how it can turn for you, because they're still very talented. And the throat's right. They might be better suited to win a super than getting out of a regional, the way their pitching set up. But let me bring in a man now who's answered the bell. We have a mystery guest on our Newsmaker hotline. Hello, mystery guest.
Tony B, how are you, my friend?
Berkey, man. Hey,
the
Berkey.
The sun is shining.
I am pumped.
The Vols are winning.
Squeeze
the
play.
Phillies are an unstoppable force.
It is.
Kyle Schwarber is the best hitter in the game, and it's great to be on with you, Tony B.
Well,
and don't you ever refer to him as Donnie Softball again after he's turned that barge around.
Big Sin, Tennessee wants to know, what's your favorite disc golf course? That occurred over at Shumpert Park. If you want to go get a piece of disc golf history, Bino's, you will find Bino's towel over there. I think it's off like hole number 7, deep in the woods. Berkey, Berkey likes the show because you never know what's going to happen. Berkey, squeeze play time in Tennessee. Once we get past this week, your thoughts on Appenzeller starting and really my conduct over the last couple of weeks, because I've been a maestro on here. Yes or no?
You are always a maestro, the most entertaining guy in American sports radio.
Wow.
All time bad at your sports takes, but even when you're bad, you're good because it's entertaining.
I call you Bad Take Burke now, so.
Yeah, no, you're incredibly bad, but you're so bad people set their watch to it because they bet the opposite, and that's what makes you even more valuable than if you were good at it.
All right, B. All right, Berkey.
Your take on the Vols was just horrendous. I mean, horrendous. Can you believe how much that team fights and how many winning qualities they've displayed over the last 3 weeks, Tony? Can you believe it? I mean, they put a 6th spot. They gave up a 6th spot in the first.
No.
And a series they had already won playing in a AAA ballpark and almost came back and won the ball game.
I can't believe it. No, I can't believe it because they didn't show that all year. This is the same team that laid down time and time again, gave up a grand slam during the halftime of the freaking basketball game that we were getting trashed in. I mean, what are you doing, Berkey? What do you want me to do, Burke? I didn't do that.
You got emotional.
I didn't do that for 8 weeks.
Emotional.
No, it's the truth. I didn't do that through the first 8 weeks of the season.
Emotional when they played bad in that Kentucky series. You got so emotional.
They really urinated me off. That really urinated me off. Losing to that guy. I didn't quit. No, I did not quit.
You quit on them.
I cared enough to rip them. Quitting would have been just talking, Lady Vol softball like Brian wanted to. I didn't do that.
Well, you call it whatever you want to. I say you quit on them, but that's okay. We'll let you back in. With one thing about the volunteer community, a lot of grace. We'll let you back on the board. And now, now you've done a nice little 180 on this club, and you're appreciating them for what they are.
I love them. I love the fight. And I'll tell you something. Somebody talked about it earlier. When you get 1 through 8, getting near 10 home runs in your lineup, that's a lot of pop, man. I don't know how many other teams can say that, but these guys right now.
Georgia.
Georgia can say that.
Georgia Tech. No, they are playing offensively. They are playing at a very, very high level. It is now no longer, hopefully Henry Ford and Blake Grimmer can do it. It's like Henry Ford and Blake Grimmer are two very good pieces, but just two pieces. Levi Clark's playing like the hitter that they all thought he was going to be, and Manny Marin has been kind of sneaky clutch down at the bottom.
Yep.
Blaine Brown is in a really scary spot in the 9-hole where you can just kind of whatever you get out of them is gravy.
Yep.
And the Garrett Wright kid, he is really put together. I'd say Garrett Wright and Reese Chapman to me are kind of the two pieces in that lineup that deserve a ton of credit because they've really been there from start to finish. Their production has really never waned. I mean, some weekends are better than others, like everything, but it's an offense that's very interesting right now. It really is.
It's a team that's really compelling because if they get the right draw, they're going to be a headache for somebody. And if they get the wrong draw, they're going to have the headache. And there really isn't. The thing about this club, Berkey, is there's not much in between with them. You know what I mean? They're just they kind of are what they are.
Yeah, I think the key is if they get Landon Mack back, you can dream a little bit. And it's funny. I was down there the weekend he missed his start. There didn't seem to be that high level of a concern. I mean, this is like, I wouldn't say that if that's not the vibe I got. But the fact that he didn't pitch again this week, I'm just not sure what to make of that. And it's like with UCLA's ace, he hasn't pitched in 3 weeks, and nobody will say that he's not going to pitch again. But you're like, well, why isn't he pitching? So, but if somehow you can get Landon Mack back to where you can get 4 or 5 innings out of him, they have 6 pitchers. They do. They have 6. And Appenzeller's in that 6.
Yes.
And 6 can be enough. Louisville rode 5 pitchers to the Final Four last year. And it can be enough. Now, will it be? Who knows, right? Could they get a draw against an insanely offensive team and it's not going to be enough? Sure. But if you look at that Louisville club last year who drew Vandy, who was offensively limited, and they're pitching absolutely every one of those guys performed to the ceiling they could have hoped for. Their offense took them to Omaha. Mm-hmm. So there's a formula out there. But it's a narrow path. But it is out there.
Berkey, here's my question for you, and I'm going to let Bino jump in, but Chris Burke joining on the show of shows as we break it down scientifically and move right to left across your device. We're getting ready to see ABS this week in the tournament, okay? Is it going to benefit the pitcher or the catcher? And what are they doing with the plate, the strike zone? Are they expanding it? Like, how is this going to work? Can you just kind of give us the soup to nuts on this?
Yeah. We had a good call on this the other day. So just for the listener, for the viewer, technically the Major League strike zone is the white to the white. So technically the black of the plate is not part of the Major League strike zone. So the college strike zone will be from the edge of the black to the edge of the black. And then from the hollow of the knee to the top of the letters. And they're going to measure every player to the nearest millimeter. So it is going to be specific to the individual. It is going to be an inch wider on each side. It'll be an inch or so taller and shorter, however you want to look at that, at top to bottom. And I think I'm going to say this as kindly as I can. I think the fan will be pleasantly surprised by how good the umpires are. I think there is a home fans especially think every umpire stinks, and I think the data does not say that. Now, will there clearly be some misses? Of course there will be, but I think you'd be surprised how high they rate on a nightly basis. I mean, most of these guys are clocking in at 94, 95% on a nightly basis.
Hey, Berkey. if they put that guy that was behind the plate in that third game, behind the plate, who had the keyhole strike zone, it'll look like they're out there doing the hokey pokey. There'll be so many guys touching the top of their head. Or Simon says, hey, Berkey, Bino, what is this guy doing? Sheeping it up for college umpires? Bino?
I'm just giving you the numbers.
Bino? He
Tony,
almost called
don't
me
let the
Rooney.
facts
He almost
get in the way
called
of
me
a good
Rooney.
story.
Is you doing that because I'm bald? Are you doing that now because I look like I need a shot of B3 and I'm bald?
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, Bino, jump in here with the great Chris Burke, who I love, even though he's really trashing me in a public forum. But go ahead, Bino.
I think it's very interesting. I think we'll probably see that there are a couple of very few umpires that are real outliers. Like Berkey said, I think we'll find that most of them are pretty good. I don't think college umpires are nearly as good as major league umpires, but if the numbers in Major League Baseball kind of transfer to college, then you're going to see more balls changed to strikes, and you're going to see the catcher be a whole lot better at challenging than a hitter or a pitcher is.
Well, these coaches are not going to let the pitchers do it.
Really?
They've pretty much all. Yeah, they've pretty much all
let the
told me
hitters
that.
do it.
The pitchers are too emotional, and then they also are like we would never let Tony B challenge a call. Too emotional. Just you would never. You know, Bino, I'd let you challenge a call.
Yeah.
But Tony would get disallowed from challenging calls. Just
Tony,
his heart's in it too much.
He'd be out of challenges before the first break.
That's right.
Hey, guys,
That's exactly
I got
right.
thrown out of a rec league game one time coaching because I said to a guy, 2 teams out here, ref, 2 teams. He goes, what? I go, 2 teams, 2 teams. He goes, what are you talking about? He goes, you're gone, man. I'm not going to listen to that. Anyway,
Not going to do it with the 6U intramural ball at the Y. You would have taken it.
It was almost, what was it like? It was like upward basketball or something. It was even worse than that. But anyway.
That's it. So they have all like kind of cast typed their players.
Okay.
And those players have earned that throughout the course of the year because while they haven't been doing ABS, all those players have a Rolodex of at-bats where they have, you know, argued a call or come back to the dugout and said that ball's a foot outside, you know, whatever. Or they wear their strike 3 like a pro and don't say a word and say, yeah, that pitch was there. You know, so these coaches have learned their team in that regard. And then, of course, some of them are going to make it very situational dependent. You know, if it's a 1-1 pitch with 2 outs and nobody on, you're not reviewing it.
So in the majors, you get 2, Berkey. In the majors, you get 2. How many you get here? What are they going to do? What's the format?
You get 3, and they told us essentially the thought process behind that was just 1 every 3 innings. And then if it goes to extra inning, you get 1 per inning.
Really, really interesting. It's something you've been calling for a long time. And what this will do is it'll clean up the egregious misses. And there are egregious misses. We see this. And really, the egregious misses are what we want cleaned up. I think that's what we would all agree on. So, Bino, I'm okay with 3. Are you, Bino?
Yes, Tony. It's especially as quickly as they're able to do this, if that's what we see in the college game as well. Yeah, no problem with 3.
So you get 3, Berkey, and if you're right, it doesn't count against you. Is that how it works? You keep a challenge?
Yeah, and it's really interesting. We went through some of the scenarios that I don't watch the Major League game close enough to see if some of these things have played out. But I'll give you one that's kind of interesting to think about that comes into play once you start doing this. Is if it's a 2-2 count, say it's 2-2 count, and runner takes off steal, 3-2 count, runner takes off the steal, and they call it ball 4, and the runner peeks in there and kind of starts jogging, 10 feet short of the base because the ball's called ball 4. And, but the catcher throws it anyway and they tag the guy out. If the pitch has gone back to be ruled a strike, let's say that, the catcher throws it and then he decides, wait, you didn't call that a strike? And the guy's like, no, I called that ball 4. And the catcher has to immediately then appeal the pitch. And if he does and he's right, you could go, well, wait, is the runner then out? Right? Because it was ball 4, but he gave himself up. So what do we do with the runner? So They've just gone straight by the major league rule book on all that stuff. So in that scenario, the runner would just have to go back to first base. But the runner would not be called out.
That's
so
interesting.
And again, I'm not going to give you all the different things that could pop up, but there are some situations like that can arise that I was like, oh, I didn't even think about some of that kind of stuff, you know?
Well, the game is so great, the game of baseball. It's such a thinking sport anyway. And it's such a game of, you can watch millions and millions of games and still see things you've never seen before. It's the beauty of it, right? And when you, like, you've got to be on your toes doing what you're doing in the booth. And you were an infielder. And man, infielders have to be thinking all the time, what am I going to do with this ball if it's hit here? Like, and you better think through it, or it's a sport that'll make a damn fool of you. And it really will.
Yeah, and this even adds another wrinkle to that. But there is no coaching challenges, which is going to be interesting. Again, this is just the SC tournament. It's not postseason play.
Right.
It's only a week. So these guys aren't going to spend, insane amount of time trying to game the system. But there is a thought process out there that you could have verbals from the dugout to try to cue a hitter that you want to review a pitch. But the umpires have been told that it has to be immediate, within 2 or 3 seconds. So, if I say, hey, Bino, good take on a pitch that's my verbal for you to review it, and you hear that and then ask, the umpire can potentially not allow that.
Oh, wow.
You see what I'm saying?
So
like, it can't come from the dugout.
Oh.
It cannot.
Wow. So we're going to get into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Berkey, I've seen a couple of instances this year where in Major League Baseball where they have not allowed a challenge because it took too long.
Mm-hmm.
That usually results in a pretty good argument.
Chris Lee said that the baseball, what they're going to do here is going to be wider than the Major League deal, or higher, 5 inches higher. And the bottom of the strike, the bottom of the strike zone.
I already told you the measurement. It's an inch on each side, and it's about a half an inch top or bottom different than the Major League zone. Everything's going to be relative to the hitter.
The guy that did the Oklahoma game, there'll be more. The last game, there will be more head tapping. I'm telling you, it'll look like this. I mean, guys they'll be doing the safety dance, for crying out loud.
The Major League zone is 17 inches. This one's going to be 19 inches wide.
Well, Neil McCready said the same thing. I don't know who to believe. A guy that was on a conference call with the head of the umpires and the head of the umpires, or those guys. I'm probably going to go with, even though I love both those guys, I love both of them. And I love me some Chris Lee. He's a good man. Just funning with you, Chris, because the truth is this is going to be a real adventure. Berkey, are they going to put it in the sport next year? That's why we're seeing this, right? They're going to put it in the sport next year.
This one's kind of weird to me because I'm a big proponent in this, the college game using all the Major League rules.
Yes.
I just don't know. This one actually requires the technology that feels too expensive. Like there's no expense involved with limiting the number of pickoffs. There's no expense involved in if you wanted to do the shift rule, or you wanted to say the 3-batter minimum from the bullpen like that. There's no expense involved in that. This one, there is an expense involved, and already knowing that some of the non-power conference teams are operating at a significant negative surplus on the baseball side of things, to add expense, I don't know. I just don't see that becoming the norm. Short of major college conferences breaking away and becoming their own deal. Now, if that was the case, I could see it being the norm. But if we still continue to exist where 320 Division I teams are playing for the national championship every year, I just can't see the Big West or the ASUN or some of those, the MEAC. I just can't see some of those conferences investing in the technology. I mean, maybe I don't know how. Maybe I'm naive to what it costs. Can
it become an SEC thing? Like, hey, you play in one of our ballparks.
Could.
So they could do that.
Definitely could. But then it becomes, the question of do we, and I think they did that with replay a couple of years before it became the national norm. Does the SEC want to spend their whole year doing that? and then it not being in the national tournament. I mean, I could see a scenario where they would, just so because the coaches want to make sure those games are umpired perfectly as they can.
Why wouldn't you?
Because of how much is on the line for these guys.
You? That's right.
Maybe.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah. Guys, any other thoughts for Berkey on the way out before he hazes me and gets in a final shot? Go ahead.
Chris, has Tennessee done enough to assure they're no worse than a 2 seed somewhere? And what do they have to do in Hoover to avoid playing at Georgia Tech or at a UCLA?
So as of this morning, they were 28th in the RPI, which would put you right on that outside of that list to play Georgia Tech or UCLA if you were 28th, because 29, 30, 31, and 32 would be in the mix for that grouping of teams. That's pretty interesting. You're at a place where every win just helps your RPI once you're at Hoover. So that's a positive thing. I do think the way Tennessee finished will look very good on the eye test. Because people don't realize this, but there's groups called the regional advisory committees that are centered on people's opinion of a team more so than just metrics. And you know how these committees go. They can pick whatever data point they want to justify whatever their seedings are. But the regional advisory committee is a part of the process. I think the way Tennessee finished the season, they'll check in pretty good with that group. So, but as always, a good showing, a win or two, can always help. But I can't, I don't think they're playing for a ton this week. Last year they earned a regional host. This year feels more, would it be nice to get Landon Mack out there? Yes. Is that even on the table? I just don't know.
So
would it be nice to see Cam Appenzeller give them 3 scoreless innings? Yes, that would be great. There's some things I think internally they'd like to see, but I just don't know how much it's really going to affect their seeding unless they win like 3 games. Then it's like, okay, well, now you're talking about they moved to one of the top 2 seeds at that point, I think.
Winning a game's enough, right?
I think winning a game keeps them in the middle of the 2-seed pack, somewhere in the 24 to 28 range, would be my guess.
Yeah. Of course, none of this is done as one of your cohorts at D1 Baseball who was on with us a couple weeks ago. The tricky thing about any of this stuff is it's never done in a vacuum, and there are always going to be outliers and surprises, and this team makes a run and how it impacts you. And when you're on the not cut line, but when you're on a line like Tennessee is, you always have to be careful.
Can I give you guys some good sports talk radio on the way out?
Please.
And I know your tag phrase is all politics are local, but this is semi-local because it involves Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt is 14 and 16 in the SEC. Their RPI as of this morning was 74. Nobody from the SEC ever gets an at-large pick with an RPI outside the top 50. Like it literally doesn't happen. However, the other side of that is essentially this decade, everybody that's won 14 games has made the tournament. So they've got this kind of double-edged sword going that's going to be fascinating. Their first game if you want a reason to watch tomorrow, the second game of the tournament, which is Vandy and Kentucky at 1:30 Eastern. Kentucky is like 31 in the RPI, but they're 13 and 17 in the conference. And Vandy beat them at Kentucky 2 out of 3. So if Vandy wins tomorrow, they will hold a 3-1 record against Kentucky. They will have 15 conference wins versus Kentucky's 13. And that would be a very legitimate argument to be in over Kentucky. Now, the other side of that is it might just knock Kentucky out and still not get Vandy in, right? But it would, to me, that is as juicy and as compelling of a tournament game as a first-round SEC tournament game that I can remember.
And you're right. All politics are local because we hate those guys in Nashville. But if they win tomorrow, that's very, very, very compelling. What say you, Bino, with your cursory knowledge of the subject, your scratch-level surface knowledge of this? What say you, Bino?
I just love the fact that there's a scenario out there where they could both get knocked out. Whatever that has to happen, that's what I'm pulling for.
Cheer for a tie, and Berkey, I love you.
All right, peace.
Hey, Berkey.
Yeah.
Have I redeemed myself? Am I back in the boat? Have I earned the right?
You're
after
totally
riding in
back
the
in the
ambulance
boat.
2 years ago, after riding in the ambulance, do I still love my baseball? Am I still in?
We'll let you back in with open arms, Tone. Thanks for getting them going.
Thank you, Burke.
And the Phillies look good. Peace.
Love you. I can't stand that Phillies team. They're annoying. 865-200-540. They still have the same group of players. It's just, the Crawford guys.
It's Mattingly.
Huh?
It's Mattingly. It's Donnie Baseball.
Tennis Girl makes a reappearance. Tennis Girl, okay, Tennis Girl, I've caught your game now. So the other day, she came in and dunked all over us when we were down 6-0 in the Oklahoma game over on YouTube, where I was lurking and commenting in another stream. In fact, it was almost surreal for me. I was interacting with Julie Herman's roast beef, Bino, in another forum. Now, that's something I never thought I would ever say on the air, let alone it occurred. But we were watching the Oklahoma feed on YouTube of the Oklahoma-Tennessee game from Bricktown, which Bryce, a few of the shooting guards we've had down through the years would, I think, do really well at Bricktown. Come back with the T-shirt, Bryce.
Some of the free throw shooters.
So we're going to come back on the other side, but I will say that Julie Herman's roast beef was really clapping at the Tennis Girl. And Tennis Girl, you are an absolute simpleton of the highest order. She writes, Bandy anxiety. Is that so, Tennis Girl? How come one of us is going to the tournament and the other one's on the outside looking in, begging right now? Like you're begging to get blocked on here. Begging. I'm not going to block you, though, because Tennis Girl, I've caught on to your game. You're sort of a troll. You're sort of a commodian. And I bet you're really awful at tennis. I bet you go to lessons just so the pro can compliment your skirt you're wearing. No offense, as we continue with more.
Oh.
Huh? Huh? Huh?
Got a break, Tone.
After this. You know how East Tennessee takes its barbecue seriously. Well, TMG Fest is about to take it to the next level. Saturday, May 23rd, Hardin Valley Event Center. Doors open at 2 and the event runs till 9. A live fire barbecue competition and full-blown festival all wrapped into one. 15 pit masters from all around the country. Teams coming in from Texas, the Carolinas, California, and of course from Knoxville to square off in a legit smoke-off competition. And the cool part, you're not just watching, you get to walk around, taste what they're cooking, and help decide who wins. It's a real crowd judging situation, and that's just the competition side of things. There's also a live fire cooking demonstration happening throughout the day. Learn techniques, how they manage your fire, how they work with different cuts, different wood, different pit styles. If you're someone that loves cooking outdoors or wants to get better at it, this is a great opportunity to learn up close and personal from the experts. And it's all wrapped in a real festival atmosphere, live music, lawn games, food vendors, and the block party energy just makes for a great day, rain or shine, from 2 to 9. Kids 12 and under get in free. So bring the family. Tickets on sale now at tmgfest.com. That's tmgfest.com. TMG Fest, Saturday, May 23rd, Hardin Valley Event Center. This one's going to be fun. tmgfest.com. Life never stops moving, and between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up, a tire designed for doers, a tire that's going to last, like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Nothing reminds you of how much you rely on your air conditioner like the first really hot day in East Tennessee. Schedule Pipe Wrench Home Services' $79 seasonal tune-up now before the heat sets in. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your HVAC system to help it run efficiently and reliably while reducing the risk of breakdowns when you need it most. And while we're there, we can also recommend ways to improve your indoor air quality for cleaner, healthier air throughout your home. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when comfort matters most. Schedule your $79 seasonal tune-up today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer valid on standard systems only. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside. So get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a t-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall.
This week is a huge week for your Knoxville Smokies.
Don't have your tickets yet? It's not too late. Join us Tuesday as we honor our incredible law enforcement. And Wednesday is all you can eat. The weekend is kicking off with one of our favorites, Margaritaville. Food and drink specials all night long with that island feel and post-game concert and fireworks. Saturday, it's not only a doubleheader, but it's Grateful Dead night and fireworks. We end the week with our day game of the week on Sunday. It's jam-packed, so get your tickets now at smokiesbaseball.com.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to booze.
So, I hate people when they start sentences with so, but so, Brian Hartman just reminded me, that was our first break of the hour. So, we got some catching up to do. So, we're going to get some calls in. So, let's keep it live and legal.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Hour 2, ladies and gentlemen, commences with your phone calls at 865-200-5402. Bino, your thoughts on Berkey coming in here and pulling me off my clock?
It's happened 2 Mondays in a row, Tony, and it's been fabulous.
He's a real punk and a clown. But his
That's why
acknowledgement.
he listens to this show.
I know, yeah. He's been such a great supporter of this down through the years. I know I greatly disappointed him a couple of weeks ago when I referred to these guys as losers. You can't say that now. When you're 15-15, you're a winner. Unfortunately, in sports, they do keep a scoreboard up there, and they do scribe, a W or an L. And getting this club to 15-15 is a great job by this first-year head coach who didn't pick his roster, first of all, who didn't pick his bullpen, second of all, did not pick his pitching coach. That was sort of a shotgunned in deal. Didn't pick his hitting coach. Didn't pick. I mean, there are a lot of things. They have a different hitting coach. They don't have their strength coach they had. They don't have the McCann guy they had, who was really their Yoda inside. So this has been, to get this thing to 15-15 at the end of the year is a pretty freaking good job by Josh Elander, in my humble opinion. And then we'll go to the phones.
Yeah, absolutely, no question, Tony. I think they started out 4-8, which means they finished 11-7, which means basically they came within one game of winning or averaging winning 2 out of 3 games in their last 6 series.
Back to the phones.
Didn't feel that way, but that's what happened.
No, it did not feel that way. No, it didn't feel that way. And the other thing is, first impressions are lasting, but really the way you finish these seasons does matter. And from a Tennessee perspective, you can have a pretty good taste in your mouth for the way these guys competed, because they were not competing before this. They just weren't. I hate to say that, but when you go to extra innings and you get beat by 10 runs by somebody, which we've never seen before, but let's go back to the phones.
Has LSU won a game since?
Isn't that incredible, Brian? I
think they've maybe won 2 SEC games since.
It's remarkable, Brian. Utterly remarkable.
It was like they had a big stinger, and they just used the whole thing on that game.
That's a great analogy.
Died.
That's a great analogy, Brian.
After that.
That's a great analogy. If that's true about a certain type of bee, they put their stinger in us that day big time. Hello and welcome in to our first call. You're on the air.
Vanity Fair, Jeff.
Let's get our next call in. Well, I'll do Brian, Bino and Brian, what'd you guys think of, because I'd like to get Neil McCready on this week. He's written an interesting piece about just the psychology or lack thereof of Lane Kiffin. What did you guys make of Kiffin just dumping all over that scene in Oxford after leaving? Either one of you. What'd you guys think of it?
He's still mad they didn't let him coach in the playoff. I think that's part of it.
Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Bino, what's up, Bino, Brian, and all the rest of them? Hey, bro, why are you so hype about this baseball team that's 15-15, and because you can get in the playoffs?
Yep.
You are so hype on them, bro.
I'm hype, man.
You just setting yourself up for the letdown, Tony B. You're setting yourself up for the letdown.
Well, put yourself in my place, Florida, okay? I went to the
That would be something I would hate to do, but I'm going to try.
I went to the timeout just now, okay? And I looked down and I had a full bank of calls, all right? And I'm thinking to myself, wow, the discourse this next hour and the conversation is going to be excellent. And the first call I went to screamed Vanity Fair Jeff and hung his phone up. And the second call is you.
The best call of the day.
Excuse me?
The best call of the day.
Florida, for your information, I'm full of hype today because I love, and I'm with Brian Hartman right now, I love this college baseball postseason. I love this tournament. I've got visions of these smaller teams competing with the bigger teams, which, you know what, Brian? They don't do it now in basketball like they once did, but they can still do it in this sport because of the way the sport's set up, Brian. And going
there's
forward,
so many variances with pitchers and somebody getting hot, and you just never know. There's still an unpredictability factor to it that maybe has been taken away from basketball to a degree.
When the University of Pennsylvania a couple years ago, when Anthony was still going there, went down to Auburn, Brian, and knocked Auburn out, it was one of the more next level things you'll see. You don't see that in the college basketball tournament anymore.
Look at Evansville, what they did, and Tennessee benefited from that.
And it really makes you wonder how Florida who's going to knock them out, Bri? What lesser like is going to knock them out in their ugly ass colors?
Well, he asked why we're excited about Tennessee's baseball team. If you look at Tennessee's record and Florida's record, it's like a half game difference overall. One half game.
I get that, Brian, but you don't see me coming on here hollering and screaming about all this. And last year, y'all was all over Tony Vitello. You was happier than a gay man in the dildo factory when Tony Vitello was winning. But guess what now? You just happy to be there. Come on, bro. Come on, y'all. Y'all give me what it is I'm looking for. Give it to me. You are just happy to be here now, Tony B. Now that Vitello's gone, you just happy to be here. You don't give a damn about that coach, whatever his name is. Hell, I don't even know his name. You don't care about that. You're just happy to be in the little playoff thing, bro. That's all you happy for. 15 and 15 with my Gators. You don't hear me screaming about that all day, about they in and all that good stuff. Come on, man.
Well, it's funny. You bring up your Florida Gators. I'm looking at the baseball rankings right now, and I'm looking in the top 25. And, Brian, where do I see the Florida Gators? Where are they right now? They're number 18 in America.
Much further ranked ahead of the Vols.
Oh, that belly aching for me. And you guys are 5 spots higher than us on kind of a mid-down year, Florida.
But Tony B, like I said again, you don't hear me coming around here, oh, we're gonna win the whole thing. We could if they put us in the right spot. Then I'm gonna take you back somewhere. Have the NCAA or whoever run these tournaments ever put Tennessee in a position to win anything? No. But you're gonna see how you're going to be disappointed again. But that's just what it is. I have to lift you up, then I have to bring you back down to earth. And that's just what it is.
Hey, Florida, I got an interesting proposition for you. I'm glad you called because it leads me into my next topic. Are you ready? Are you fired up, focused, prepared, and ready for this?
I'm ready.
If we would have had, and I think you and I are both in favor of a 2014 playoff because it would allow our teams to get into the playoffs more, which would make the sport more interesting. Are you for a 2014 playoff?
I'm for anything if it's make college football better. I'm for anything that'll make them better.
And I think
and give these teams that, you know what, barely on the line, you know how they barely, the first 4 in and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Put them in there. Let them see what they can do. Because the upsets are going to be abound. Some of these teams are going to beat some of these.
I agree.
That's just what it is.
I think there's going to be times where teams 19 through 24 get in there, and there are teams that get hot or healthy at the end of the year, and they get in there and beat people. I believe him, Brian, what he's saying. But let's go back here. If a 2014 playoff existed over the last 12 years, so we're going to go back since 2014. This is courtesy of Next Round Live. They did the math. I did not do the math. But I find this interesting. So in the last 12 regular seasons, Bino, Alabama would have made how many playoffs, Bino, in the last 12 seasons? What's your guess? 2014 playoff, Bino.
In the last 12 seasons,
yes.
all of them.
All of them, that's correct. And so would Ohio State. Clemson would have made 11 of them. Georgia would have made 10 of them. Notre Dame would have made 10 of them. Interestingly, Oklahoma, of course, they were in a different league, but under that different league, they would have made 9 of them. I don't know now that they're in the SEC how that's going to go going forward, but they would have made 9 out of 12, which is pretty respectable. Oregon would have made 8. Utah would have made 8. Washington would have made 8. Michigan would have made 8. USC would have made 7. Penn State would have made 7. Interestingly, Ole Miss would have made 6. Iowa would have made 6. Oklahoma State, again, different league, different time, whatever, but they would have made 6. How about this, Florida? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
How many playoffs out of a 2014 playoff do you believe Florida would have made since 2014? If it was 24 teams, I'm going to give you a chance to guess.
I would say probably 4.
They would have made 5. They would have made 5.
Huh?
Would have made
okay,
5.
I would say 4.
Yeah, which would have would have tied you or has tied you with Florida State, the Tennessee Volunteers, Wake Forest, and Wisconsin. Now, here's a question. Over the next 12 years, okay, things being what they are, Florida, things being what they are, and you know who your coach is now, Pat Summerall. So, and no Tom Brookshire to help him with IQ of the Louisville. What was it, Bino? Tom Brookshire had an incredible line. Anyway, so how many playoffs, in your humble opinion, Florida, who had the 10-second button hit on him for his comment earlier, but still gets to stay on because he's a cool caller. How many playoffs over the next 12 years will Florida make if they go to 24 teams? What's your expectation? Because five cannot be your expectation, Florida. You guys are better than that.
I get it, but first of all, let me tell you, you missed your damn call, and you should have been a damn comedian instead of being a damn talk show host, because you really are funny. To me, you the funniest dude I know.
Funny looking, or
both. But I'm gonna give you the funny one too.
All right,
but
thank
listen,
you.
Man,
I appreciate that.
I would say
it's a form of intelligence.
With some of the stuff we're going through, one thing you didn't mention, you failed to mention, as you always do when it comes to us.
Yeah.
We have an offensive coordinator now. The coach is not calling the offense.
Oh, hey,
so that's what we
listen.
So guess what?
I was talking to one of my boys the other night who's a real football knower, and one of the reasons why I put Florida I didn't list you in the top 10 in terms of teams to watch that were going to be the big winners, but I say Florida is a wild card in that because I think Summerall's very good, and I think Florida's getting ready to win, Bino. I think they're getting ready to go back and win again under this guy. So what are your expectations over the next 12 years? How many playoffs are you going to make?
We're going to be in there 10. I'm going to say 10. And you know why?
I'd say it's a fair number to shoot for. I think it's a fair number to shoot for.
I'm going to say we're going to go 9-3 this year. I told my buddy Vic, said we're going 10-2. Yeah. But Tony B, it's a good chance, man, with the team we playing. Y'all got the harder schedule.
Oh, no question. We got the whole. Yeah, it's flipped on us.
We can go 10-2.
Yeah, it's flipped on us. You got the schedule we had, and we got the schedule you had. It's flipped on us. No question.
Exactly. But here's the thing. This is what I've been trying to say from that quarterback we had in there wasn't supposed to be starting at all, bro. Jamel Jones Jr. is lighting practice up down there. Have you heard that? Has your insider boy told you that? He's lighting it up. That boy should have been starting, but that Billy Napier, that dumb ass Billy Napier, let that boy play for us. You know what I mean? The loyalty card. You don't do that when the boy is injured. The boy has been injured half his damn career. You don't put him in there like that. You let the man who went through spring practice, fall practice, and spring practice, you let him play. But Billy Napier did that. He sabotaged the Gators, man, and I'm glad he gone. So just take a lot of stuff in consideration what I'm telling you, and just watch Tramel Jones Jr. this year, and we'll see.
Oh, Florida talking trash, Bino.
Let's just see.
Bino, I want to know from you and Brian Hartman, next 12 years. Next 12. Cut the cake. By the way, Bino, on my feed last night popped up, and I want to know if Hank here is familiar with the tune, but I saw the Average White Band appear on Soul Train, Bino, in the mid-'70s in leisure suits and all.
Cut the cake just a little piece, if you know what I mean.
Yes!
Just a little
So
piece.
you're familiar with it. He
Yes,
was
sir.
live. They were live, and they were getting down, dude. They were doing it live. I might put that on my
was one
blog
of the
tomorrow.
Best, that was one of the best bands in America.
Dude, they rocked on Soul Train.
Yeah.
Cut the cake.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The music, I like the music part, Tony. Even though you don't understand, I'm the music part. I played in a band. So
You played in a band?
I like the music.
You played
when I was in I was a freshman in high school.
What?
I had the band.
Did you play like
So, you
brass,
know what I'm
a brass instrument?
Yeah, baritone, man.
Really? Cut down.
Yeah,
Bino, were
yeah.
you a Cut the Cake fan? Yes or no?
I like Cut the Cake. Okay, yeah, I was. I liked their slower stuff better. I liked A Love of Your Own, A Love of My Own.
Yep.
Stuart Hamish, I got a little trivia question for both of you. A little piece of trivia. One of my favorite pop soul songs of the 1980s was If Your Heart Isn't In It by Atlantic Starr. Barbara Weathers does a great job singing that, and Wayne Lewis, that's a great heart isn't in it. Why can't you tell me so? That's right. Stuart Hamish from Average White Band wrote that song, and it's a great song. It's a great song. So, and it's very complicated too. It's one of those R&B tunes. It's got really great subtle changes in it. A couple like jazz tinges that those guys can throw in there. The great songwriters. But Florida, I say all that to say this. You called me a comedian earlier. I think you're a comedian, and you're out of here. He says Florida is going to make the thing 10 times. The 2014 playoff. Here's my question for Bino and Bry. The Vols did it 5 times over the last 12 years. And Butch Jones is going to realize that of the 5 times, I think one of those, Brian, was one of his seasons, wasn't it? Is that right, Brian?
Yeah, he probably could have made it twice in 2015 and 2016, maybe.
So I wonder if there is a printer and a print shop today in Jonesboro, ironically named, that is currently working on a silk design of a Butch Jones playoff T-shirt for him.
Do you think his players can retroactively give him another shoulder ride?
Oh, they would like to.
For that accomplishment?
You know where that shoulder ride would end up if he ever got up on the UT player's shoulders again? He would end up in the river. We come back. I'm going to ask Bino and Brian over the next 12 years because we're pivoting into another conversation here. Next 12 years, what's your expectation if they go to 24 for Tennessee and the playoff? We'll hit on them again on the other side, but Alabama.
By the way, Tony.
Go ahead.
The EPA would fine Tennessee if they threw him in the damn river.
God. I wonder if the fishes probably wouldn't even touch him. As we continue with more on the other side, right after this. Tony B, inviting you to experience the Collins Insurance difference. And what's that? How about multiple top carriers that you can trust? Like Erie. They underwrite our entire Rainier studio and everything around it. Travelers, Hartford, Hanover, Progressive. We do what's right because we care. In today's technology-driven world, maintaining the human touch, Bruce Springsteen, is one of our main focuses. We deliver the best customer service humanly possible. We give you someone that you can actually call or sit in front of. Imagine that. No call centers here. Experience the Collins Insurance difference. Check them out at collinsinsuranceTN.com, and they're Mrs. B approved. Collins Insurance.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got two locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Got a plumbing or HVAC problem at home? Whether it's an AC that won't cool, a furnace acting up, a clogged drain, or a water heater problem, Pipe Wrench Home Services is ready to help. Right now, when you schedule any HVAC or plumbing repair, your service fee is waived with the completed repair. That means expert help fast without the extra cost just to show up. Our certified technicians will quickly diagnose the issue and provide reliable solutions to make your home comfortable again. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when help matters most. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. Schedule your repair today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Service fee waived with completed HVAC or plumbing repair. Restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
You know how East Tennessee takes its barbecue seriously. Well, TMG Fest is about to take it to the next level. Saturday, May 23rd, Hardin Valley Event Center. Doors open at 2 and the event runs till 9. A live fire, barbecue competition, and full-blown festival all wrapped into one. 15 pitmasters from all around the country. Teams coming in from Texas, the Carolinas, California, and of course from Knoxville to square off in a legit smoke-off competition. And the cool part, you're not just watching, you get to walk around, taste what they're cooking, and help decide who wins. It's a real crowd judging situation, and that's just the competition side of things. There's also a live fire cooking demonstration happening throughout the day. Learn techniques, how they manage your fire, how they work with different cuts, different wood, different pit styles. If you're someone that loves cooking outdoors or wants to get better at it, this is a great opportunity to learn up close and personal from the experts. And it's all wrapped in a real festival atmosphere, live music, lawn games, food vendors, and the block party energy just makes for a great day, rain or shine, from 2 to 9. Kids 12 and under get in free. So bring the family. Tickets on sale now at tmgfest.com. That's tmgfest.com. TMG Fest, Saturday, May 23rd, Hardin Valley Event Center. This one's going to be fun. tmgfest.com. This Memorial Day, leave the cooking to us at Calhoun's, the taste of Tennessee. Make Memorial Day easy with a family feed pack. No prep, no stress. Just incredible barbecue for everyone. You can order online in minutes at calhouns.com. Swing by for convenient curbside pickup. You get your choice of fresh smoked pork, brisket, barbecue chicken, or ribs. All absolutely delicious. And then Smoky Mountain baked beans, creamy country slaw, Calhoun's barbecue sauce, of course, plates and napkins, and buns. Plus, you'll receive a free gallon of tea, plus some fresh baked cookies. When you order online for pickup, May 22nd through the 25th, you'll use the code Memorial Day at checkout. So make Memorial Day easy with the family feed pack from Calhoun's. Order online at calhouns.com. The taste of Tennessee. Well, I like the funky bass line in that one. As I welcome you back, 865-200-5402. It's going to be a busy week for us with music. Busy week here at Postgame. Not waving the white flag in the postseason. Getting ready to roll. Berkey said Tennessee goes 1-1. You know, it's taking care of business against South Carolina, whose season's been over for several weeks. They pulled the plug, and that thing's gone down the drain on them. But I'm fired up, focused, and prepared right now. Pump. There's a chance Vanderbilt makes the tournament, maybe. But then again, a team with their RPI's never gotten in. But it's interesting to consider that there might be something on the line as Vandy and Kentucky play each other. Maybe one cancels the other out. And here's where I want to go with our – that's a good seg into our football conversation. Because the reality is, and then we'll go to the phones, when you project ahead to the next 12 years, and look, we've been through the wilderness. We began, Brian, our jaunt in the wilderness back, 2009?
2008.
Yeah. Okay. Fulmer got fired. That's right. 2008. So really, we were in the we went in the wilderness for 18 years, and we still haven't gotten back to the tippy top. Although Heupel, the year we lost with South Carolina when Hendon Hooker got hot, that team was going to make the playoffs if he didn't get hurt, I think. Maybe. That was just a nightmare, what happened with South Carolina that year. But we still haven't gotten back and seen where we were in the 90s. It just hasn't happened. I think it could, though. I really do. Because it's become a money game. And Tennessee's got the money. So I want to ask you guys, because we did I did, it was me that did this, a top 10, and then John Adams graded the work last week. But I think this is interesting because we need to go into this thing with eyes wide open on a day where my allergies are killing me. And my people that are watching the video presentation of this see me wiping my eyes, but it is what it is. Team appearances in a 2014 playoff. Since 2014. In a 2014 playoff, Alabama's been in every single one. Bino, over the next 12 years, is that a yes or a no for Alabama? They in every playoff?
No, they will not be in every playoff.
Totally agree with that. I totally 100% agree with that. Brian, do you feel the same way?
Yes, I don't think they'll be every year. But they'll be contending for one every year, though, with 24 teams.
Next on the mic is the Ohio State Buckeyes, who I have number one. So you know how I think. I think they're going to make every playoff in the next 12 years. Bino?
I agree.
First of all, their league's easier. Their league might be better, but it's easier. I don't know how that's possible, but they might have better coaches, like Matt said, but that league's easier. On the whole, there's still some absolute. It's like tennis girl on a tennis court. She's a tomato can. She says she's a 3.5. She's a tomato can on the tennis court. Hey, Brian, Bino, what do you think of me talking trash on tennis girl, who literally went into the Tennessee-Oklahoma thread on YouTube and was just poking in people's eyes after just to do it while we were down 6-0 in the first inning and just kept poking at people. And now I'm poking at the tennis girl, Beanstar. Is that okay? Is it okay to do that, or is that bad form?
It's okay, Tony. That's a new facet of the show.
Moving along. Clemson's
Are we sure tennis girl's a girl?
No.
All right. Tennis.
The great thing about message boards, we're not sure about anything except somebody's going to come up in there and give somebody else the business.
All right. New name for you. Tennis catfish. Clemson's been there 11 times, Bino. 11 out of the 12 years. Do you believe they continue that torrid pace?
I do not.
I agree with that. We're getting to the balls. Relax. Brian, do you agree with that or disagree?
Yeah, I don't think Dabo will be coaching for all those 12 years either. So they'll have to go through a coaching change, and there'll be some growing pains there. And plus their league may prohibit them from getting any benefit of the doubt.
Georgia Bulldogs have been there 10 out of 12 years. Brian and Bino, do they continue that pace, which is a 90% clip or something therein?
Yes.
All right.
I agree with Brian.
I agree with that. Notre Dame's been there 10 out of 12 years. Do they continue that pace? Bino.
I will say no.
Brian Hartman.
I think they will. I think they will continue that pace.
Yeah. 2014 playoff. I think they get there. Yeah. First of all, they get to pick their own.
I'll
schedule.
go back. I want to retrace my steps and say yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they're one of the few teams that can just basically determine what their schedule is.
Correct. They could schedule their way to that, and the networks want them in. Now,
Yes.
let's just be really honest about this here. The networks want them in, and they can schedule their way in. That adds up to, and by the way, if you look at the projections on what they've spent, and again, nobody really knows what people have spent. Like I had somebody tell me over the weekend, Tennessee spent right now about $16 million in basketball. Who knows? $16 million is a healthy amount of money. That's a healthy amount of money. But who knows, right?
And I like their coach, too, and he may be there 10 years.
No, he's an excellent coach. All right, here's an interesting one. Because this is a byproduct of, and again, things change in the sport. Things can change in the sport. One of the things that could change for everybody here is another round of consolidation. But as it currently lays, Oklahoma is now a member of the Southeastern Conference, a 16-team league that's pretty challenging in football. I mean, when the Vanderbilts of the world are trying to win and the Ole Misses of the world made the playoffs last year, you know, they're trying to win. I mean, they're not, let's put it this way, they're not in the Big 12 anymore. This ain't Kansas, Toto, if you feel me. Hold the line. So in that regard, do you believe Oklahoma hold the line being star? Do you believe that Oklahoma makes the playoff 9 out of 12 the next 12 years?
I do not, Tony. I think in this money era that Texas and Oklahoma are going to change places.
I think that's a solid take. Because Texas has only made 6 of the past 12. Texas, with the money they have, only getting to a 2014 playoff 6 times since 2014 really speaks to what their program truly is. Because there's how we all view Texas, and then there's who they've been production-wise. And really, in a lot of ways, and I'm not trying to pile on Texas A&M, but they're guilty of that too. But really, Texas to a greater extent. That shocks me, Bino, that Texas has only been to one more of those 2014, if you went to a 2014 format, backdating it to 2014, and you went to a 2014 playoff since 2014, which is a sort of a tongue twister in itself, if not a brain buster for some of you, including me. That's shocking to me that Texas has only done it one more time than Tennessee when we went into the freaking wilderness, Bino. Does that shock you? Because that shocks me.
Yeah, it's shocking me as well.
So we're going to sell Oklahoma. Oregon has done it 8 times, 8 out of 12 times. So roughly 2/3, 66% of the time, Bino, Oregon is going to get to a 2014 playoff over the next 12 years. Yes or no?
Yeah, they'll maintain that or increase it.
The Utes of Utah, new coach, in a new league, in a new reality, in a new day, in a new way. 8 out of 12 years, Bino and Brian. Brian Hartman, what do you say to that?
I'll sell that.
Yeah, I sell. Hard sell.
There's not going to be as many. The Big 12 and the ACC won't get as many teams.
I'm hard selling.
As the other 2 big leagues will.
I'm hard selling. LSU, 2/3 of the time, 8 appearances. Lane Kiffin, next 12 years, if he doesn't flame out like Haley's Comet. And there's always a chance at LSU that always a chance that those people are extremely combustible. They love to fight. They love to pick fights with each other. They are, no offense, but if you're from that state, you're probably 5 bricks short of 10, including John Adams. So what do you guys say to that?
Grade school through high school is the only place Lane Kiffin's going to stay 12 years. But I say that LSU increases. I think LSU is going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I'm on the buy. I'm on the buy train.
Buy.
Yeah,
I would buy.
Yeah, I'm buying that. Too much money not to, and 2014 playoff for them is a rollover with what they have in their recruiting footprint. You'd almost have to try to be completely dysfunctional not to do that. Michigan's done it 8 times, guys. Michigan has a caretaker now of their program. I think he's a great hire. Kyle Winningham was sick of Utah. He was sick of just being there, and he fell into Michigan's lap, and it's unbelievable, Andy. What do you say, Bino? More or less or about the same for Michigan over the next 12 years?
I will buy Michigan to remain at least the pace they're on right now.
I agree with that. They're at least going to do it, if not more. I have them right around that 7 spot. In fact,
I've got Big Ten and SEC halves you can buy.
I've got USC. They've got 7, and I've got them increasing that over the next because I think this coach here is getting ready to get fired, and they're getting ready to get a serious coach in there, and they're going to be in the top 10 in that sport for the next decade or so. I think USC is getting ready to come back. They've got private school money. They're going to bounce back. They could spend big money on it, which they will, and they're going to lean on the music industry and the Hollywood people and some of the moguls out there. And I'm buying that they're more successful than 7. Do I get any takers in here?
I'm going to sell them, Tony.
Wow, interesting.
I don't think they're going to be. I don't think they have. I know they've got all kinds of big money backers. I don't think there's enough interest in USC football, especially now that they're in the Big Ten, to maintain that. I'm selling them.
That's a very interesting take from you. Our buddy D's not going to like that, but you've never shied away.
There's so much to do in LA that I just don't know if there's the passion.
Country boy, you've got your mind in LA. No, your heart, you got your feet in LA, but your heart's in Tennessee. Great Glenn Campbellton. Check it out.
They'll make it sporadically. They'll make the playoffs for sure, I think.
Some of that country-politan music from the 70s. Penn State's done it 7 times in 12 tries. Does that number increase for the Lions, Bino, or stay about the same?
7 times. I'll say that it does not decrease.
I think Tennessee and Penn State are going to win at a similar clip over the next 10 years, so I'm going to buy that. I agree with that, Bino. Ole Miss has done it 6 times, which is shocking to me. 1 more than us. In other words, for a 20-14 playoff over the past 12 seasons, Ole Miss would have made it half the time. That's pretty respectable for Ole Miss, all things considered. Beanstar, where are you going?
I'm going to sell Ole Miss, just simply because I don't think that they can keep a coach there that would send them to the playoffs regularly.
I can't figure out why certain coaches feel threatened by them and why the guy at Texas last week used basket weaving and talked about their admission standards. When's the last time any, and I mean any, of these power schools have turned a kid down for academics? Would you like me to help you? Tennessee had a kid turn them down last year because they didn't have his major. I can't remember the last. I don't even know where that comment comes. This Pete Golden guy, Bino, must rub people the wrong way. He must want me to cheer for him. Because I can't. I want to get our Ole Miss guy on the air here, Brian, the next little bit, and talk to him about why Kiffin said what he said to Vanity Fair of all people, and then why the coach at Texas felt the need to pile on poor Ole Miss. Talk about punching down. Moving along. Iowa, Bino, 6 times in the last 12 years is sometimes somehow qualified for that 2014 playoff with that absolutely miserable coach of theirs who looks like he bit a bitter apple.
I'll sell Iowa, Tony.
I agree with that. Hard sell.
They go no better than that, and they're going to have to make a coaching change, or there's going to be a coaching transition because Ferentz is getting up there.
Oklahoma State, who's back in the big money game, they've got a new sugar daddy. Something about Cincinnati. That's a great place for you. I'm going to be your sugar daddy. What do you think, Bino? Oklahoma State, half the time making the college football playoff.
I'm going to buy Oklahoma State simply from a money standpoint and a path of least resistance standpoint for them. Their path seems to be much easier than it used to be.
Moving along, the Texas Longhorns, 6 out of 12 years.
I'm buying Texas, Tony. I think they're going to be better than that.
All right, the rubber is about to meet the roadway here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and then we'll go to the phones because we're getting ready to talk about expectations of the large orange. Florida's done it 5 times in the last 12 years, tying them with Tennessee, Florida State, and Wake Forest, and Wisconsin. From that group, Bino, who's going to have the biggest jump over the next 12 years?
Give them to me one more time.
All right. Florida Gators, Florida State Criminal, Tennessee Volunteers, Wake Forest, and the Badgers of Wisconsin.
I'm going to take both Florida and Tennessee because I think the stats that we're looking at are based on, I know, some of the most dreadful years that I've ever seen of Tennessee football, and Florida hasn't been very good during that stretch either.
That's exactly right.
So I'm going to say that both of those teams, I'm buying both.
Brian?
Increase.
Brian, from that group, who are, and I didn't mean to speak over you there, Bino. Brian, who are you?
Oh, it's good. I was through.
Okay, yeah. Who are you? Who do you have from that group there, Brian? I'll give them to you again. They're all tied at 5.
Definitely, definitely not Wake Forest.
Florida, Florida State, the Vols, Wake Forest, and Wisconsin.
I got to go with Bino. I know it's kind of monotonous, but I'll say Florida, Tennessee.
All right. Now,
will do better.
Rubber's going to meet the road here, boys. Over the next 12 years, if there's a 24-team playoff instituted, right now, I want to know from both of you, how many times should the Vols, what's a minimum number of times they should land in a 24-team playoff if they're getting it, if the coach and the entire apparatus is getting the job done?
I'm vacillating between 8 and 9, Tony.
Whew. Brian Hartman?
I'll go 7 to 8.
I'm with Bino.
And they'll be in November. They'll be in the discussion every November for it.
I'm with Bino. 8 or 9 and maybe 10 for me. I just think the hunger's there. Now, I don't know if it happens under Josh Heupel. I don't know if you get back to the mountaintop. I don't know. I don't know. Because as coaches go at this level, he's getting long in the tooth. Which means
I think with Josh Heupel, regardless of how his tenure ends here, Tony.
Yeah.
I think that this job is such a more attractive post than it was when he took it, and under the current what college football is. Tennessee's always going to have that backing. So I think if we hire, we're going to hire up.
Tennessee is easily right now one of the top 10 jobs in sport. Easily. I'm talking like easily. Look at it on paper. Just look at it. Look at the footprint. Look at the alumni. Look at the number of the amount of money available to you, your staff, recruiting, the facility. all that stuff. By the way, the entertainment district won't mean anything because everybody's doing them. So it's fun to pick on Danny White for doing them, and I will. But everybody's doing that now because it gets back to this. It's modern day Babylon. These people have more dollars and cents, and every one of them is going to mark up their campus, whether they need it or not. The concept of do you need that or do you want that, that conversation's never been had in the world of college football, because now we got barbershops. Everybody's got them. We've got a lazy river going around LSU's campus. We've got all this crap. It's do you need it or do you want it? Blah, 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 blah. I don't know how far into the next 12 years Josh Heupel goes. I don't pretend to know, but because he's getting along in the tooth. What is this, year 6 coming up? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice tenure at an SEC school. I would be curious to go back and look at SEC schools, how many coaches go past, say, 7 years in the last 30 years. What would you say that number is, guys? Coaches that last 7 seasons in the last 30 years in the SEC.
Maybe 25%.
I'd agree with that.
Less than 20%, I was thinking.
Yeah, I would agree with
right,
that.
Brian.
I would agree
10
with
to 20%.
I'd agree with both of those.
Because you're dealing with these schools like Vanderbilt,
Yep.
and lesser likes that have had to make coaching changes every 3 to 4 years.
So I look at, I'm going to take the power teams. I'm going to take the power teams, Bri. And I'd say that number is still pretty low, 7 years. Because you know what power teams have, Bri? They have expectations. And you know what gets you fired? Expectations. There have been some pretty good coaches that have been terminated in this league because of expectations. The guy at Kentucky did a pretty nice job, and they fired him. What was he in, like his 8th year, 9th year, Bri?
He was hired in 2013. I think that was his first season. So,
oh, wow.
2013, 2025.
Yeah, 12 years. 13-year guy.
Wow.
12, 13-year guy.
Yeah.
And that just shows you the kind of expectations they have.
Yep. And they
I was thinking the other day.
Long.
I'm sorry, Brian. I was thinking the other day, I told you before that I thought that Negaday made a good comparison between Malzahn and Heupel. Two guys that really raised the level of expectations of their fan base really quickly in their tenures there. And then came back down and leveled off some, and their fan base, the Auburn fan base, got restless, and ours seems to be beginning to get restless. And I don't know if this is a tale of caution or whatever. I'm not trying to compare the two situations. Not saying Tennessee shouldn't have high expectations, but I was also looking that they fired Malzahn, and they haven't had a winning season since. They've had 5 straight losing seasons at Auburn.
Pretty interesting. Hey, falls under this category. Be careful.
What you wish for.
Hey, Heupel haters, I'm not telling anybody how to think.
No.
Be careful what you wish for.
Not saying that would happen here. I'm just saying it happened there with a guy that's a pretty good comparison to what we have.
CB Brent TV says if it means anything, and then we'll go to the phones here. But if it means anything to you, and we're going to open it up and we get into our overtime and let you just have us let you go here, because we've got a cornucopia of things to talk about. But Google searchy Google. Brent says 40 hires in the last 5 years alone in the league. 40 hires.
Whew. Jiminy Christmas.
I'm telling you, the number of guys that make 7 years in this league, I would bet you in the last 20 years anyway, you can count on one hand and maybe a couple more fingers. So Josh Heupel's already defying some odds. Going to have a long tenure here.
I tell you one thing I'm buying, Tony.
Go ahead.
That number of hires goes up if it goes to 24.
Oh, hell yeah. These coaches don't know this yet, but they've all signed their death warrants in terms of tenures. Because if you get into that playoff, and let's say you make that playoff, let's say you're at a school and you're a hot young coach and you make a playoff, like let's say you make it 9 times. Let's say you make it 5 times in a row and you only advance once, you're going to get fired. And by the way, when you get in, you're going to play teams that can play in the postseason in this thing. People don't believe that, but you are. The playbook with William Patterson's on the way next. We stay here and kick it around and talk to you like we mean it. And an overtime segment on the way.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
And look, Berkey ate my time up earlier, and he set me behind the 8 ball, and we got into this thing. Fred Stryker said, how's it a death warrant to get fired, paid millions, then rehired? Just saying. Oh, no, you're right. I'm just talking about the length of tenures for these coaches. Because Bino is 100% on the money, what he just said. Bino, you hit the nail on the head, did you not?
Well, I don't know if I did, Tony, but that's what I believe.
No, you hit the nail on the head. So to our callers, stay right there. Stretch them out. We're going to stretch them out. I've got a little nature call. And then we'll get right into it here. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York. Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care. I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Like our 2026 football Vol, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times, 80 proof of vodka delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka, T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside. So get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a t-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got 2 locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org, and both locations we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
This Memorial Day, leave the cooking to us at Calhoun's, the taste of Tennessee. Make Memorial Day easy with a family feed pack. No prep, no stress. Just incredible barbecue for everyone. You can order online in minutes at calhouns.com. Swing by for convenient curbside pickup. You get your choice of fresh smoked pork, brisket, barbecue chicken, or ribs. All absolutely delicious. And then Smoky Mountain baked beans, creamy country slaw, Calhoun's barbecue sauce, of course, plates and napkins, and buns. Plus, you'll receive a free gallon of tea, plus some fresh baked cookies. When you order online for pickup, May 22nd through the 25th, you'll use the code Memorial Day at checkout. So make Memorial Day easy with the family feed pack from Calhoun's. Order online at calhouns.com. The taste of Tennessee. I was telling Bino during the break, and thank you for indulging. I appreciate everybody staying there with us and staying in there and hanging in there with us. And please support our sponsors when you get the opportunity. SOS, support our sponsors. It's an SOS for the show. You know, Laura and I have been fighting the good fight against the big radio companies for years and years and years and years and years before any of that was cool. And y'all have always come through for us, so thank God for that. I'm not going to say we haven't had some restless nights and some sleepless nights down through the years. And we were talking about the other day, and the stress sometimes gets on you. But one thing you learn is that God's in control, and you can't worry about it. So, but owning your own deal, killing it, and grilling it yourself can get to you after a while. That's why I'm glad I've got some music to hide in, It's good to have an outlet. But I was telling Bino, and I'm going to share this with you. If you're a sportsman or sportswoman and you're around the TV tonight, you might want to tune into the Sabres and the Canadiens tonight. It's a 7:30 puck drop. The game is a game 7. The teams do not like each other. The games have been crazy, like crazy. And there's so much skill out there. I'm green with envy at both teams. They're so good. It's such a great product. It's so fun to watch. So we'll get as many people in as we can. If you want to jump in with us today on the program that gives you more, on the show of record, often imitated, never duplicated, you've tried the rest, you're trying the best. We're going to go to the phones and get as many people in as humanly possible. Tune in tonight. A couple people have looked up. I think Sam says, to my point about Josh Heupel, Spurrier, Fulmer, Rick Smart, Bob Stoops, Saban, Les Miles, and Malzahn are in the club that Josh Heupel's about to find himself in. It's not many guys at one school last. And we've had, let's see, Drinkowitz was hired in 2020 at Missouri, and Beamer in 2021. Those are the top 3 guys in the league. That's it. Everybody else has transitioned since Heupel's been here. I mean, found another coach. You can't, well. Let's go to the phones. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Well, tomorrow's game is going to be interesting. They hate each other.
Yep.
I mean, when you get a kid that gets booted for back talking an opposing coach, there's going to be a lot of vitriol in that game. So I'm going to be interested to see what happens.
To the uninitiated, including me, what are you referencing there?
I'm referencing the Vanderbilt Kentucky game.
What happened?
Oh, you haven't heard?
No.
When they played back in a month or so ago,
okay.
The Kentucky shortstop got booted from the game for mouthing at Vanderbilt players and Tim Corbin.
Oh, that's fantastic.
He got suspended for one game.
Hey, Bino, laying it on you here. Have you heard it? Have you heard of that, Bino? Did you know about that?
I did not, Tony. I did not. I was not following Kentucky and Vandy series.
So that was Kentucky's starting shortstop who will be out there tomorrow. Yeah. That's worth watching.
Yeah, they got into it pretty good. It started on Friday night. They kicked Mangione out of the game from on Friday night for arguing balls and strikes, and then before he left, it got rather testy. Let's just put it that way.
Anytime you throw that Mangione guy out of a game, I'm glad for that because it saves the Italian race from embarrassment. So, no offense to him. I don't even know if Italians are a race, but there's something. Okay, so back to where we were. Do you believe that the Vanderbilt Commodores come into today alive for the tournament?
They've got a heartbeat, but it's extremely faint.
If they win tomorrow evening and stack up another win, are they alive?
Their heartbeat's getting stronger.
Bino, how interesting will it be to see if Vanderbilt makes a little noise? Say they beat Kentucky and they win another game, and then they have to decide whether or not to put them in because they really are a name brand in the sport. And when we were talking to Kendall Rogers, he said, I got to be honest about it. I do think when your name's Vanderbilt or whomever, they consider that. He said, I know people in our profession don't believe that, but he actually told us that, Beanstar, a couple and a half weeks ago.
He sure did. And like Chris Burke said earlier, it's going to be a real interesting test case because in the last dozen years, there hasn't been a Southeastern Conference team with 14 wins that did not make the tournament, but there's also never been a Southeastern Conference team with as high an RPI, or however you want to say that, as Vanderbilt has, that has made it. So
that's right.
Something's got to give here.
He said they're 47 with 14 wins. I mean, 14 wins in this league, you can make the argument they belong in. Every other 14 wins team has always
every
done
other team's made it.
Yeah, I would hold to that.
Here's the thing that's killing them.
Yep.
It's just this, the teams that they scheduled in the non-conference, historically are pretty good. They've all, with the exception of one, had a really bad season. Oregon's the only team that they've played this year that's sort of panned out that was in the non-conference, and they had two really bad non-conference losses. And that's what's really hurt them.
Can you go back like Kentucky, though, and act like one of those games didn't happen, the way they didn't play? I'm going to tell you something. And, Berkey, I love you, okay? But you need to fix your sport because that's the most illegitimate thing in the world, that Kentucky at the end of the year, Vandy Joe, did not play Northern Kentucky. Just didn't play them. Just within the season. I mean, that's the most – I'm sorry, but that's third world, Chris Burke. How do you plead? That's totally third world. You need to address that this week. If Kentucky gets in and Vandy gets out and Vanderbilt beats Kentucky this week by the skin of their chinny chin chin, Berkey needs to address that. I'm sorry. He does.
Well, I don't look, if Vanderbilt wins tomorrow, I don't know if they still get in. I think they've got to win 2, possibly 3 games to get there.
Yes.
And they may not even get there then. They dug themselves into this hole, and that's just the way it is.
Are you concerned with Corbin going forward? No, I'm not. Do you want to terminate him?
No.
Why?
No, because simply this. He's got, if he can get his kids to campus that he's recruited for this coming year,
yes,
he'll be fine.
He needs to get fired. There are a bunch of Vandy fans out there that want to terminate him. I stand with them. Bino, do you stand with them that we've had enough of Corbin?
I think he'll be fine.
I mean, I've had enough of Corbin, but no, if they fire him, they're crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, look, he is Vanderbilt baseball. As somebody said last week, you said earlier, be careful what you wish for.
Yes.
Because if he left of his own accord, or they ran him off, they'd be in the abyss like Tennessee was forever.
Ever.
And because everything that they've got right now would leave, and I mean, it just is not. It's just not in the cards. I mean, I'm going to tell you that.
Hey, Vandy, Joe, question for you. Next 12 years, Vandy's made one college football playoff under the 24-team paradigm that we're getting ready to shift to. Yeah. Over the next 12 years, how many playoffs will Vandy make if they go to 24 teams?
I'll just say they'll increase their possibility.
I agree with that. I think they make at least 2, Bino. Do you agree?
I agree with that.
Maybe
I don't know how many more, but
Maybe
I think
three.
I think they increased that frequency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they increased that. They've got a pretty decent chance this year. They won't go. They'll probably win 7 games this year.
Yeah.
If things break right for them, and I think after that it'll only increase from there. And we'll just see what happens. But they're on the uptrend. I think they've got a good basketball program, both men's and women's, and the football program's going all right. Now, you were asking about Florida.
Yep.
I think Florida is going to get better. I think Oklahoma is going to get worse. Texas will. I don't know that Texas is going to get much better. I think they'll get some better because I think Texas is a lot like Tennessee. They don't get. Texas has got an overinflated opinion of themselves, and they will get dissatisfied with Sarkisian. Then it'll be really interesting to see who they try to buy to hire.
That's interesting. Yeah. Maybe that's what he was lashing out about. Maybe he's worried, Bino. That does not sound like a content coach there in Sarkisian punching down on Ole Miss in the middle of the summer. Why would you do that?
I think he's concerned about Ole Miss because Ole Miss may turn out to be the sleeping giant.
How about that? Thank you. Thank you, Joe.
Sarkisian and Kiffin have the same agent?
I don't know if they're both CAA guys. I don't know. They might be. I don't know what they have, but yeah.
Yeah, I see. I don't have any idea why Sarkisian's worried about Ole Miss. I understand Kiffin. Sarkisian doesn't make any sense.
And by the way, if the college football playoff would have been 24 teams, okay? Take a guess, Bino. 24 teams over 12 years. How many teams would have gotten in the playoffs? Different schools.
24 teams over 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
How many different schools would have gotten in the playoffs?
Would have called themselves a playoff team.
Wow. I have no idea. I'll say 30.
Great guess. Great guess. It's a little higher than that. Try another.
40.
Higher than that.
Get out of town. 45.
Try another.
50.
Try another.
How was 30 a great guess? And I'm about to double it. 60.
Try another.
70.
Try another. 80,
am I under?
80 different teams.
Oh, my goodness.
Would have made an appearance over the last 12 years. And here's what you're looking at, okay? Now, I don't know if this continues. Cincinnati would have gotten in 3 times. Houston would have gotten in 3 times. A&M would have gotten in 3 times. Indiana would have gotten in 3 times. Kansas State would have gotten in twice. Georgia Tech twice. Also in the 2 club include Arizona State, North Carolina, Navy, Temple, Colorado, West Virginia, Virginia Tech, Pitt, Central Florida, Wazoo, Memphis twice, Kentucky twice, Syracuse twice, Virginia twice, the Beavers twice. A couple logos I don't. I think that's Tulane would have gotten in twice. Let's see, SMU twice, UCLA twice. And then on the one deal, you got teams like Minnesota, you've got App State, you've got the Chanticleers, you've got San Jose State, you've got Tulsa, Wake Forest, Arkansas would have gotten in once. You got Illinois. You got somebody whose logo I don't recognize. Army would have gotten in. UNLV would have gotten in. Texas Tech would have gotten in. Vandy would have gotten in. And JMU would have gotten in. 80 teams total
Wow.
over 12 years. Let me tell you something. That's good for your sport. That's good for your sport.
Agree.
Yep. It can't be anything but good for your sport, right? Or maybe it's bad
Absolutely
for your sport.
increases interest from start to finish.
Yes. Hello and welcome in. You are on our Monday show.
How my friends compatriots doing today?
Hey, W. Lynn, welcome in.
W. Lynn?
Tony, that Florida had what my elders would call a potty mouth on one comment.
He sure did, but I blipped him and the radio people didn't hear him.
No, we did. I was on the radio.
You heard that go out on the radio? I put the 10-second delay on him.
No, I heard it. I had the radio on at the time.
What comment got out?
Oh, no.
I want to make sure.
I'm not going to say it.
Was it the one about the apparati that begins with a
yes.
D? That got out on the air?
Yeah.
Laura, that's not tied to our. That should get blocked. Laura, Mayday. How did that get out? Where are we pulling the stream from? That got out over the air, you're sure?
I had my radio on. I wasn't on the
I hit the dump button. Him saying DILDO got out?
Yes.
DILDO, when it absolutely positively has to be there overnight. I'll just act like I'm doing a commercial.
Well, I was going to say that's a comment coming from he's had two coaches, one that tried to impregnate a fish at SeaWorld and another one that tried to talk to a girl on his lap in a bar with his hands.
Nice.
But yeah, that got out.
My Rona me.
Man.
My Rona me.
But the statistics on this playoff thing did they come from a guy using the college football playoff poll?
Statistics on what, my friend?
On how many teams made the 2014 playoff in the last 12 years?
Yeah, I think they're using a poll. They have to be. Yep.
Well, because what I'm looking at in Butch's two great years, 2015 and 2016.
Yep.
We were unranked going into the bowl game, and the playoff poll is before the bowls. So we weren't even in the top 25 in the regular rankings before we played those two bowl games.
Well, he's saying the 5 times they would have done it. Maybe they're using, I don't know what they're using. I'm just going off.
But if you know, that college football playoff poll back when we only had 4 teams in it, they did have a whole top 25, but I can't remember it.
Maybe that's what he's using. Let me look and see let me see if they denote what their science is.
But we had to win our bowl games to finish 22nd in the AP poll and 22nd in the AP poll. But before that, we were unranked before the bowl games. So we got to hold off on Butch's T-shirt right now.
Well, if he has 5 of them, how many? Who would have made the 5 then?
It'd been Heupel, I guess.
All Heupel?
Well, 3. I mean, if you subtract those 2, then it would be 3 from Heupel. I'm saying he might have like looked at the final AP poll or something. And not the poll before the bowls and the playoff. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's interesting.
We got a bump by winning our bowl game.
That's interesting.
Don't be nitpicking our 5 appearances here, W. Lynn. Let us just.
I know that. I know, but that Butch Jones comment. I had the same thought. He'll make a trophy and all kind of stuff. Don't send that to him. But.
Tennis Girl says the Vols won't make a playoff this year, W. Lynn, so you don't have to worry about it. She's trolling you now.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Tennis Girl, after watching your act, Tennis Girl, I want to pick up pickleball. Because I don't want to see you on a court near me, you clown.
Pickleball girl.
Pickleball girl. Can't call somebody that though. That's
Chris Burke. I only heard the end of it. I'll re-listen to it later. But I was having a long breakfast with my daughter.
Bino, that and the sport with beanbags. Those are two things you don't want to use. But go ahead, W. Lynn.
You know, he threw that in there about how they look at numbers, but they have a quote unquote advisory committee that looks at the seedings and stuff. And I was looking at there's 8 teams right now between 17 and 13 and 13 and 17 in the SEC in baseball. If I was on an advisory committee, I would send a memo to all 8 of those teams and say, I'm going to take your record in the SEC tournament and add that to your final standings and then kind of redo the look at the standings. If they want to make these tournaments anything of importance, they're going to have to do something like that. In other words, we're 15 and 15. If we go 2-1, I would say, hey, we finished 17 and 16 in the SEC.
Bino, thoughts?
Yeah, it's the eternal conversation. What does it really mean to those who are making the decisions?
But I do agree with Bino. Whatever happens that can happen to keep Vandy and Kentucky out, that's my number one priority on that game. But I'm just tickled to death we finished 15 and 15. I mean, I couldn't be more proud of these guys for, like Bino pointed out, we were so down and out at one time. And I think what's frustrating to people is we only played 4 of the top 8 teams in the conference in the final standings, and we went 8-4 against them. We played 6 out of a possible 7 of the bottom 8, but we went 7-11 against them. It's hard to figure out.
It's been an upside down season.
And now we're going to play South Carolina, who was the only one in that bottom 8 we didn't play. And I really want to beat South Carolina. Well, I just think we got to have a good taste in our mouth.
If you don't beat them, you're losers.
You'll be saying that again all week.
Well, I mean, you're going to be 16 and 15. You're going to be 15 and 16, and you're going to lose to a team that quit playing 7 weeks ago. What do you guys call that?
Obviously, W. Lynn, he agrees with what you said.
Yes,
that you should add those to your conference record.
Yeah,
and I don't think we gave up. I think we've kind of, like every other team in America, we're kind of trying to pull ourselves together at the end of the season, and that's going to be the life in the transfer portal in every sport from now on. You just can't dig yourself too deep a hole at the beginning, because it might take a while before your team pulls itself together. And that kind of happened in basketball. Now, we did have a key injury with our top player.
That's right.
It's and in football, you definitely can't dig too big a hole.
Well, football's, and even if you go to 24, you still can't dig a hole. You're not allowed to start 1-4 in football and still make a 24-team playoff. Not going to happen.
I agree. But in baseball, if this team can, win a couple and go to a regional, I guess Berkey was talking about we're trying to avoid one of the top 4 seeds. It's kind of what we're trying to do right now.
That's right. That's right. Because we don't want that smoke early on. We want that smoke later on when we condense the pitching.
Yeah.
You could maybe get Georgia Tech if you play them in a super regional. You'd have a chance to compete with them. But under this format here where you have to really stretch your pitching and then you see them last, you're probably going to get your doors blown off, would be my thought.
Yeah, and
or see them twice.
So we're I guess we're trying to maybe hope we go to West Virginia or Boston College. I haven't even looked at the possibilities, but is Louisville a possibility?
I don't know. You're speaking to the choir here, and I'm sure Bino doesn't know either. I'm sure Dixon will know tomorrow, though. Dixon will have his
Dixon will have all that.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be good. But
You're the man.
This is
I'm
not
just
exactly
so
the
sick.
college baseball roundtable here.
Yeah, this is not.
No, that's true.
This is Steveland Wonder and co. helping you with this.
But anyhow, I was just so tickled we won in a minor league ballpark. That did count as a home game for them. They did not count that as a neutral.
Hey,
yeah,
big crowds on hand. W. Lynn, thank you. That looked like a single A game. Oh, I don't know where there was like a 10-hour rain delay. Bino, you could have counted the people in one hand at that game there, at that series.
Yeah, it looked like something maybe they'd have like a grease pig contest during the 7th inning stretch.
Basilio's beak saying what I was thinking. I like when my beak thinks for me over here, Bino, on the YouTube discussion. Basilio's beak says, I cannot believe W. Lynn hasn't looked all that up. Surely he's got that on a full napkin somewhere.
Oh, goodness. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe.
Back to our phones we go. Well, I mean, the comment was made by Basilio's beak. I mean, geez Louise. Bino, tell the truth. My nose really looked like a beak.
Does not, Tony.
Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air. Try it again. Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Hey, what's up, Joshua?
Hey, Tony. Tony, on 3, I want you to repeat after me, okay?
All right, on 3.
1, 2, 3. The Yankees lose. Say it, Tony. Say it.
Yankees. And by the way, the Mets are now claiming, Mets fan base, that they're back alive, Bino, because of what happened over the weekend. Do you buy that, Bino, that they're back alive?
No, Tony, they're not. They're absolutely not back.
They're claiming that they're back alive and that you breathed life into them, that the Yankees breathed life into the Yankees, Joshy boy.
The Yankees lose that's been happening like every night for 10 days. So
Frank the Tank is still having meltdowns, even though Mets fans think they're back.
I love the fans that like him, that just live it and breathe it and feel it, man. That's what sports all about.
Yeah, Tony, all you got to ask him is, what do you think about the Mets this season? Then he goes on a long rant.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever see him in person, ask him, what do you think about the Mets?
Nothing sucks like a really bad Major League Baseball team, because those guys are highly paid, and the really bad baseball teams are just unwatchable, and they just piss you off to no end.
And there's 162 opportunities for them to suck.
No question. How about Vitello, guys, and the way they're beating the Dodgers?
Yeah.
The record they have against the Dodgers.
Tony, what did you think about them taking 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers?
I love it, man. I love it. Tony Valls has always risen to the occasion in the big games.
He has. So here's what I think is going to happen in the SEC tournament. Probably think it's going to be a big surprise, but Ivis winning against South Carolina tomorrow. Then Ivis beating Arkansas Wednesday.
Yep.
Heading in to play Texas on that Friday game.
We'll beat them.
Ivis beating Texas, but losing Saturday in the semifinals.
Bino, what do you think Willie Stargell would have thought of that showing of Oklahoma fans over the weekend via Puerto Rico, and all the Puerto Ricans down there? The Puerto Ricans would have come out for that series if they'd have played that thing in Willie's second home.
The Puerto Rican Willie Stargell.
Yep. Puerto Rican Willie Stargell.
You know, Josh, the Vols could get that Arkansas bunch. Now, I don't know if they have the pitching to do it, but Matt makes a great point about Arkansas. One thing I love about their program under that manager is they could care less about this tournament. They don't even try at the tournament. They could care less about it.
Tony, would we have to win the SEC tournament to host a regional?
Again, not qualified to answer that question. Have no idea.
Gotcha.
I don't want to disappoint you, but I don't want to lie on the air. I have no idea.
True.
I would imagine that if the Vols went off and won the thing, they could probably end up hosting a regional. I mean, I would imagine that's possible, but who the heck knows?
Who knows? So, Tony, I was talking to Bino about this last night. Is it crazy? Is it a bad fan of me to say this, but I'm more excited about Tennessee basketball this season than football. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to enjoy going to the football games this year, but my expectations are low for this football team.
Oh, I think you speak for a lot of Big Orange country in what we'll tackle that in the summer, but I think you speak for a lot of Big Orange country in that.
But don't get me wrong, I think there's going to be a lot of high upside for Brandon. I think you're going to see a lot of highs and lows from him here.
But we're smart enough football fans to know that our head coach should have gone out and done the responsible thing and gotten a quarterback this year while you grow your freshman quarterback instead of throwing him in the fire. And the hope has to be that the kid can swim and doesn't sink. Because if he sinks, then you got real issues. You shouldn't ever put a freshman quarterback in that spot, in my opinion, but they're probably going to be forced to do that because, unfortunately, and the word's getting out now, McIntyre was that bad in the spring. And he was that bad in the spring.
True. Hey, out the door, Brian Hartman, could you give me a little bit of Mark in the Limbo? See ya.
Thank you. Mark in the Lumbo. Great job, Josh. Thank you, brother. Bino, that's kind of a conclusion I've come to about the quarterback deal is it's a shame if you've got to start a true freshman in this day and age because you have so many apparatuses at your disposal not to have to do that. Fair thing to say.
Yeah, I don't know how many schools in this environment are going to start a true freshman, Tony.
Yeah, I agree. Michigan did it
but
last year.
I also don't know how many in this environment that feel like they can play are going to hang around and wait to play. So
Michigan did it last year. I'm trying to think of other SEC teams that have done it in recent years. True freshmen that have gotten on the field. This kid might start from the very beginning of the season, which there cannot be many of them. I do remember the 1 year, what was the kid's name? Jake Bentley, maybe, for South Carolina. I think he beat us 1 year when he was 17 years old. But yeah, it's an odd thing that's happened here that could end up happening. And listen, not pulling any punches. If George McIntyre doesn't greatly improve over the summer, which he might, but if he doesn't, they're going to have a true freshman quarterback out there. UT Smoke said something I never thought I'd hear anybody say about my eyebrows, Bino. Tony needs to either trim his eyebrows or at the very least put some hairspray on those bad boys. Now, when I was losing them a couple years ago, man, I never thought I'd hear somebody say that again.
You like to hear that, don't
That's
you?
music to my ears, my brother. Marcel Reed, somebody says, started as a freshman, all capital letters. Okay, that's a good one. Marcel Reed is a good one. Clarence Carter passed away over the weekend, Bino.
He did.
Great soul singer. What's your favorite Clarence Carter, Bino?
I would say Patches.
I love
probably.
Patches. Patches is a country song. It's a country soul tune. It's like how those genres sort of mix. Let's go back to our phones. Hello and welcome in. You are on the air.
Tony B, it's Music City Sam.
There he is, my man, Sammy.
Hey, I've done some research
All right.
for us for the football season. So, we talk a lot about our quarterbacks. I've done some research on the quarterbacks we're going to be facing.
Okay.
So we're not the only school in our predicament, so to speak. So we played 10 Power 4 games.
Okay.
Georgia Tech included.
Okay.
5 of the QBs we play will have career passes of 58 or less.
Wow. Now, how many of those guys are?
Sam Levitt.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
How many are true freshmen?
None of them are true freshmen.
Okay.
But 3 of them have career passes of 20 or less.
That would be.
And if Sam Levitt doesn't make it through the season, LSU will be going with a guy that has 15 career passes.
Well, you can put him down right now because Sam Levitt, I would say, is, the thing about Sam Levitt is he's just had a surgery, and who knows what's going to. We've seen that here when you have surgeries. Who knows when he gets back? Back to your. Please send that to me because I'm going to get that in the blog. It's great food for thought because on paper, Tennessee's schedule looks extremely daunting until you start drilling down on what you're talking about. And let's face it, quarterback play, it's not everything, but it's a lot of the puzzle in the modern era. It's a lot of the puzzle, man.
It is. Yeah, I'll put it together in a more concise thing. And
so the Mendoza kid's one of them, right?
Alberto Mendoza, 25 career passes.
The kid at Alabama's one of them.
15 career passes.
Let's list the other ones. The kid
Kenny Minchie, Kentucky.
Minchie, oh, that's a great one. Minchie's a great one.
KJ Jackson, Arkansas.
KJ Jackson. That's cool.
But the guys we play that have experience, Arch Manning, that obviously they're going to be a good team, but that completely depends on their offensive line.
Oh, yeah.
Then you got Byron Brown from Comrade Golish,
who's played a lot of football.
Who will be throwing
not at this level.
He'll be throwing to USF receivers.
Yes,
because all their other guys left.
Yes,
including our old pal Chaz Nimrod.
He left.
He's at Auburn.
Oh! I was going to say, yeah,
Chaz but he was Nimrod. At USF with Golish. Then we've got Lenore Sellers, which that completely depends on their offensive line, and the best one they brought in is injured.
Bino, are you
the rest of them are transfers.
Bino, are you surprised that the NFL has Lenore Sellers as a top 8 draft pick? Pretty much consensus, top of the draft guy at this point in time?
I'm surprised, Tony, but everything at that level is so much more about what you can be rather than what you have been, that there are going to be some surprises for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sellers' career is 63% completion and a roughly 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio.
Playing behind an offensive line that could charitably be described as a sieve, though, right?
And those are good numbers, fairly good numbers.
Those are pretty good numbers for a guy playing behind. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. He's a hell of a player. He's a really nice player at this level. I know that.
Oh, he is. But if their offensive line is going to be 100% transfer portal guys.
No, it's going to be brutal.
And by the time they see us, Beamer may be gone.
I can't believe that he stayed. I know they've compensated him, but him in the open market, surely he would have commanded $5 million and could have gone to a situation where he would have been protected. Surely. What do you think, Sammy, we would have paid him if we were willing to pay Levitt $4 million? What would we have paid a guy like him?
Tennessee, they would have opened the checkbook for him.
And he would have made all the difference in the world for us. You imagine I would bet you that if we had Sellers under center with this team, we'd be picked to win at least 10 games. We'd be up there with the top teams in the league.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, and then Marcel Reed, I don't think he's that good. He played 4 good defenses last year.
Yeah.
And had two touchdowns and 6 interceptions.
Yeah, he's a box of chocolates now. Yeah, he's what happened to them at the end of the year. Why they A&M'd, I think. You're right.
So I don't think Jim Knowles is too afraid of a lot of those dudes. But we'll see how the season progresses. But the only thing that gives me hope with our young QBs is the returning pieces on the offense, the continuity of it. I think they're going to play control ball, run it as much as possible, play good defense. That's going to be their formula. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I was just curious.
It's great.
How much
we
don't have a lot of. We're not playing any really QB that you'd be like, oh, that guy scares me a bunch.
And Arch Manning, by the way, is totally overrated. No offense to him.
Yeah.
For them to say he's the number 1 pick in the draft, if his name was Arch Basilio and he did what he did last year, there's no way in hell they'd be saying he's the number 1 pick in the draft. Give me a break.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You're the man, Sam. You've done it for me, brother. You fired me up, you focused me, and you prepared me. I forgot to ask Sam. Sam, with Sam's level of what's the word, Bino? Just hope that he has towards the Vols 24/7. Out of 12 years, how much would Sam have the Vols in the playoffs, Bino, under a 24-team format?
11. And
no question.
I love optimism. There's not enough of it in today's world.
Totally agree.
I'm fine with it.
Totally agree. Yeah, totally agree. People want to get on people for, being Pollyannish or whatever. Hey, in this world, Sam, I say to you,
I'll take all of it I can get.
Yeah, don't change. Don't change. Because I'm going to tell you something. You get up in this world, sports world, whatever world you get up in this day and age, it's really hard to maintain that. Keep looking up. Keep being optimistic. Chin up. Stature. Because it's a world out there, first of all, that'll beat you down, as a great and as a great Tom Petty said, and it'll take your crown. So Sam Schrock, he says they'll make it 13 times, Bino, out of 12. Big Dog in West Tennessee said, I'll tell you one thing. Arch Basilio would know the opposing gem's light patterns if he wrestled across the SEC. Tony, with your wrestling experience, could you last longer than 17 seconds with Ronda Rousey? I don't know how to interpret that.
I'll go no.
That Carano lady the other day, now they got paid millions of dollars for that, okay? That Carano lady the other day, she put her arm on her, and that girl crumpled to the ground and laid there like a wet noodle.
That's some pretty good money making right there.
I mean,
for everybody involved.
I'm all. All right, we have 152 people watching, and we have 83 likes. Look, I don't know how to say this just to say this. If you don't hit the like button, to me, it's kind of a selfish act on your part if you enjoy the show. Now, if you hate the show and don't want it to grow, fine. But if you like the show and you want it to be around and you want it to be here, I mean, I'm just going to kind of say to you, if you don't, when you open the thing up, hit the like button, it's a selfish act on your part. I mean, I'm in the business, okay? So, like yesterday, I hit the like button 3 times for the guy from Montreal. I watched that thing for 90 seconds, and I gave him a great comment, and then I went in and found his podcast and gave it 5-star review because I loved him. And then I hit the subscribe button because I want to see that thing across my feed when that cat comes on, because I loved his passion. And he announced in his French Canadian accent, "We going to have," I can't do French Canadian accents. I can't do any accents. But he said, "We're going to have a block party now," in his French Canadian accent. And that's when he announced who was getting blocked. So-and-so joins the block party. So-and-so joins the block party. Vol Girl 1, I always hit the like button. You know, Vol Girl 1, from your countenance and the way you comport yourself in there, I bet you always do hit the like button. I bet you do. And I bet you mean it when you do it, too. But at one point today, we had like 220 people in there watching and enjoying the show and laughing along and commentating along. And, you know, people get mad at you when you say, if you don't do, I'm just keeping it 100 with you. I'm not asking a lot of you at all. Reach over with your finger or whatever implement you have in your hand and hit the like button. Bino, it's true, right?
It's easy. It's easy.
So if Gina Carano lasted 12 seconds or 17 seconds with Ronda Rousey, Bino, what's your number with me?
I'm selling, Tone.
Because I'm going to tell you something. I would never hit a woman. But if she came at you, you'd be forced to make a decision, because she literally could take my neck and snap it right off. She could snap my neck like a pencil, Bino.
Yeah, and you're not alone, Tone. Regardless of what we're talking about here, I'm going under.
Yeah, on this show, you don't know. I mean, I'm on. Imagine me thinking that we blasted Florida's blue comment and it got out over the airwaves because of our setup in here for some reason. Now we're going to have to trace how we're doing this.
Man. You shouldn't have to do that at all. But yeah, that's what that's for. It needs to work.
Wow. Wow. Bino, any final thoughts? Because now that I know the likes are that less, I'm going to get out 5 minutes early. But if we had
it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, yep.
I can't wait until Friday. I'm telling you, off those smokers, give me chicken, give me ribs, give me brisket, give me bologna. Heck, give me Vienna sausages off those bad boys. If the people know what they're doing, and I'm sure these folks know what they're doing.
Now
Can't
the
wait.
Festival begins on Friday, or on Saturday, rather. Saturday. But I do think they will be out there. The teams will be out there testing their stuff, testing the atmosphere. We'll talk to some people. It's going to be a great, great, great amount of fun. Listen, I love you. I appreciate you. To my nephew, Joe, in Pennsylvania, thanks for texting me, man, and checking in with your Uncle Tony and let me know you were listening today. That makes me smile from ear to ear. And he likes that I clowned on Tobias Harris. Listen, Tobias Harris is a perfect regular season NBA basketball player. He's made a lot of money being that. He's never, ever, he's a perfect representative of Tennessee basketball in the NBA. Because he just can't, he doesn't do it in the postseason. So, and I didn't do it. The guy was a max player with the Sixers. And his last game against the Boston Celtics in Boston Garden had this many points. Okay. And last night, if I were to do a Tobias Harris imitation right now, I would writhe around on the floor and grab my throat. And I didn't do it. Alex Myers needed him most, Randy Van Warner, and he left him just when you needed him most. And people say, well, that's a cheap shot. But whatever, you know, it's okay. It's a cheap shot. But my nephew said, I can't believe you funned on him in the front of the Tennessee fan base. I said, why wouldn't I fun on him? The guy was a clown. The guy's a professional athlete. I mean, I didn't do it. And poor Alex Myers listened to me in Oak Ridge. All he wanted to see, and Lance McCluskey was their guys get through. I'll tell you something about the I'm looking for Sam Zeller pitch tomorrow too, yeah. I want to see him put together a solid 4 or 5 innings and go into the postseason with some Joe Mo Sono from the Atlanta Chiefs back in the day. I love you. I appreciate you. Hey, Sabres Canadians tonight. If you're a sportsman or a sportswoman, it's on at 7:30 tonight. I'm not proselytizing. I'm just telling you, I wouldn't be doing you a solid. It's going to be a great sporting event, and it ain't going to be a 30-point game, okay, with a minute left. Maybe that thing will be tight tonight. It'll be wild and crazy if it is. Here's the other thing you gotta understand about it, okay? Montreal fans love that sport, okay? Like it is, they love it. Think Kentucky fans and basketball. They're going to buy their way into that stadium tonight, in that arena, and it's going to be wild. You're going to look up and see a bunch of red and a bunch of saber blue. The colors are incredible. The Sabres logo is awesome. I love Montreal's uniforms too. So there we go. We appreciate you. I love you. I thank you. I appreciate everybody that spreads the word on what we do. We've been growing like a wee. And Florida, I might have to go back and revisit your comments now that I couldn't get them out of here. And I might have to go back and now ask, well, I might have to go back and you might have to get suspended, man. Hate to do that to you. Appreciate you. Peace. Love you. God bless. GBO. Take Bino. AKA, as Tom Mattingly calls him, King Sheepo. Mattingly says to me, hey, what's up, Sheepo? Which is a great, funny little pitch walk. And then the next guy would have swung up and ground into a double play. They weren't doing that this time around. Come on, Tony. And if you want me to apologize, Tony, don't be a hater. Then Tony, come on, Berkey. Berkey loves me so much he couldn't help but come in and kiss the ring. I mean, let's just call that what it was today from Berkey. The guy's got a lot. The guy's got a more in his heart, man. The guy's got a more. Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of
FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Ready or not, here we come. We're running headlong into it, ladies and gentlemen, with a head of steam, no less. Tony Basilio, welcome.